Welcome, XtianNinja. You have the honor of being the very
Give it a shake. No. Give it a shake. Open it really fast and lick the air. Just. Will it stick to your fork? No, it's not sticky. Nope. Ow, that was like a rock. I just hit myself in the head with a rock. Into the hole. Boink. Oh, there's fall damage, everybody. Cut me off, sir. Sir, I need it. How do I take this guy down? Not like that. What if I jump on him? Can he stop, drop, and roll? Are you bleeding, sir? I'm here to help. Are you? And if you look at what AI is doing for, for the people that are kind of losing their mind in psychosis, you end up going, okay, well, but those people are already kind of crazy, so they were already sensitive to it, and they could have been. But then you don't realize how it's affecting you. It looks so gross. Why question? Because look at it. That's why. It looks like, dude. Tastes like chocolate pudding, though. That was yummy. Fly again, birdie. Fly again. Fly. Nope. I was trying to help. Ah! 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 No! This place sucks. If he'd have done it right, he wouldn't have had to die on the cross, or he would have had a lot more friends, or the Pharisees would have listened finally, or he would have had, a better experience with his family, or a better experience with his hometown. Like if Jesus would have done it right, then he would have had as many people mad at him, or as many people misunderstood him. All he had to do was explain it this way or see it this way. That's not how it worked. The plan all along was a man of sorrows, well acquainted with grief, a man rejected. That was the plan. And sometimes that is the plan. You're not. I was going to say you're not alone. In your loneliness, you are not alone, because other people are lonely, but then they're alone. So you are alone in your loneliness, and we are not alone in the fact that we all are lonely. Does that make sense? That totally made sense. No need to explain. Want to play? Let me have it. What's your problem? Why are you blinking? I'm not. Capitals strikingly attractive. I'm above average, but I'm not a head turner. There's no way I can respond to that. That is going to get me in trouble. Nope. I have gone through the options. I've played through the situations and all the scenarios, and there's no way to respond to that in a way that doesn't get me in trouble somewhere. So I acknowledge it, and we're moving to the next comment. And I already shook it, and the lid was off. Oh, man. Oh, that was super smart. I don't know if you guys just saw that, but I literally just poured lemonade all over myself. If you're driven by fear, I can't do this and I can't do that and I can't do this and I can't do that, then your God's really small. Your God's really small. That's fun. Oh, ow.
My face.
She said ow and I said ow.
Nothing here.
I'm enjoying this. To do the underground loopy-doop so I could learn how to zip-zap with the electric bibbly bobbles. The guy who did the sound knew what he was doing, that's all I'm saying. If he was trying to evoke emotion, he knows what he's doing. If this was a movie and they used that sound effect, I don't know if I'd be able to function. No! Where did you come from? How did you come from? Parrot, no! Parrot! You were so young, so beautiful. Ah, they keep coming! Why are there monsters everywhere? Ah! Two little girls at the same time. You should hear it when my daughters sing together. It sounds like it's terrifying. It sounds like it could be good, but no, it's not. I swear they sing extra slow just to freak me out. Like, it's like the worst scene in the scary movies is playing out in my house right before me and with my daughters. And I'm supposed to be like, oh, that's nice. And I just want to be like, no, I cast thee out. That's the bathroom. Bro! Oh, he's I feel it, man. We've all been there. Probably take your pants off, it would really, really help. Oh, fiber, my dude. Fiber and water, that's what you want. Fiber and water, yeah. Hey, you, need some ether? Oh, it's a drug dealer. Let's go. Or opium, the first hit's free. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Hope you're well. How are we doing? I got the whole star. Close to the star. Welcome. Hi. How are you? Good to see you. Hi, Hannah. How you doing? Did you get heat yet? Are you still cold? I hope you're not still cold. That was quite some time ago. Hello, Zach. Yeah, I have to test all my stuff because I change it every time I start streaming, which breaks everything. Good to see you, Zacharoo. I like to at the last second be like, I have a great idea, and then implement said great idea until all the other great ideas I've had in the past are broken. So that's what we're doing. I've got today we're going to be looking at a video. We're going to be taking a look at a just kind of a video about, well, Christian Ninja stuff. It was actually interesting where I was going shoveling. Oh, bummer, man. All right. We're going through the Art of the Christian Ninja book, but today is like the key verse. And so I thought, is there a better way to do this rather than me just rehashing all the stuff I've said before? And I found a really good video on it. So we're gonna watch that and spend some time chatting about it, and then we're gonna jump back into the game. So hopefully that's enough. I've had a few interesting things happen that I'm going to tell you guys about. HVAC has been broken since July. So you live on space heaters. Oh, okay. That's expensive. Those space heaters can be pricey when they're running all the time. Some cool things have happened. For example, I heard back from the church and about partnership, and they said it's still, I'm not totally sure how it's going to work because I got to talk to the actual senior pastor, and he's a busy boy, and so therefore, we're going to be talking on like in like, I don't know, 9 days, give or take, maybe 2 weeks. And he'll fill me in there. But from what I've been able to gather from the couple people I've talked to, one pastor, one elder, essentially they are not going to help me with the financial stuff, as in like being able to take the money and process the donations and things like that, which fair. I'm sure it's very complicated and whatever. So cool. But so we're working on that. So for Taco, we're working on getting that either through a Canadian agency that will work with Taco and then help us with the cross-border shenanigans, or actually start doing, what is the other option? I guess that is the only option. That I have another friend who's looking through trying to find other churches that might be able to help, but at the very least there is sort of a plan forming, let's say, some kind of stuff. There's a plan is forming. I don't know what God's full deal is that he's going to be doing here, but he's provided so far, so I'm not too worried about it. But what's really cool is that they've said that they want to come alongside my family, they want to come alongside me, they want to come alongside my ministry, and they're being really clear about the fact, yo, thank you. You are the first. That was unfortunate. I fixed that. What the heck? That's no good. Sorry guys. I get demonetized every time that thing plays, and I fixed that this morning. What the heck? All right, I'll see if I didn't save it. Maybe I didn't save it. Yeah, but anyway, so what's cool about it, they're being super clear about the fact that, let me get that hot tamale in. Yeah, demonetized. So, Deva, hot tamale, into the mouth because of the sub. These are spicy. These are spicier than the bears. They really are. It does though. It's like the tiny little piece of this song, and then they completely just like, YouTube's like, nope, no money for you. Okay. But I fixed it. I really did. Settings, subscriber. Yeah, what the heck? I'm gonna do another. Yeah, we'll try it again. Few moments. Event emulator subscriber tier 1. Go. Did that work? What did you guys hear? What did you guys hear? I think something was screwy over here. It oughtn't to have. All right, so stream elements, event emulator, subscriber tier 1. Hold on, did it work? Let me see. There. That's what I wanted. I don't know why it didn't work. Save, close. You can't, apparently, I don't know. It shouldn't have counted. Like the Twitch system and the Streamlabs system should not be connected. I don't think that works. But well, thank you. See, new music. That works. Okay, Jeepers Creepers. Thank you very much for the bits. I appreciate that a lot. I have been trying to, so what ends up happening, like I will be told every time I've done a stream, it's like your stream doesn't count. And so you get demonetized or whatever because of that one alert. Okay, fine. What the flip? I fixed you. Wait a sec. One sec. No. No. Is it you? No. Just chat. Hold on. That was a real, that was a subscription. I will take another hit in a second. Thank you for the sub. Subs on timer, small rectangle laser. Small alerts. How? But it worked. Okay, hold on. I will take a look again. I apologize for this. It's just, it should not be doing this. Thank you for the hype train. That's very cool of you. I will take another hit of the hot, because dang, that's cool of you. Thank you. Or another alert system. Oh man, that first bite is something. Wow. Okay, so the alerts, if I go to subs and then I go to variations. Oh, there are, oh, it's a variation. Okay, hang on. I know what to do. Upload sound. And it's that one. Submit. Cool. Save. Boop. Yeah, because you resubscribed. That's what happened. And because that was a gift, that's what happened. I have variations set depending on if it's a gift or whatever, which doesn't make any sense. I don't know why. Not like you change anything. All right, there you go. Boom. Okay, rad. Save. Now I will only be demonetized for this stream, and hopefully not next stream, till I find out one of the songs that I play in the background. It'll do it anyway, but whatever. It's not like it's even that much money. It's like 10 cents. But every 10 cents matters when you're in the position that I'm in, man. One more mistake and Vanilla Ice is gonna come after you personally with a lead pipe. No, with nunchucks, man. With nunchucks. Good to see you, Ransom. Alert Stream Elements, Lumia. So, dude, and like Lumia does things, and yeah, Stream Elements does things. Stream Elements chat does things. The what else? What else does things? I don't know. This, yeah, the little event thing down there. Like everything does something, and so it ends up being a lot. But we're good. We're good. We're good. Any other ways we can demonetize you? Let me think. I've turned off all of the channel awards. I'll turn some back on soon. It's hard to do that, and it's hard to know which ones to use and whatnot. It's like it just each of the things that kind of adds up is one more thing that I'm trying to figure out, right? Thanks for spending time with us this week, dude. Yeah, so I went on the Rushmore show last week, and we spent, thank you for the sub, very cool of you. We spent entirely too long together. I was so sleepy by the end. we talked, and it was fun. Like it was the weird part was that there was the three guys that I was talking to, obviously friends, and part of the Rushmore show, and they know a lot about retro games. They have like walls full of retro games, and we're talking about weird games, and so they were talking about stuff. There it is. Yay. Thank you. Ha! Take another hit. Let's go. This is the opposite of the bears. The bears, I'd take a bite and be like, yummy, fruit. And then it would hit me. This is when the first 5 chews are brutal. Mail me a dime. Yeah, there you go. Do it. I appreciate that. No, as I was saying, they've got walls and stuff, so they're coming from a completely different place, and so they'd be like, well, here's this classic game from the past, like I don't know, whatever. Thank you very much. I'll take another hit. I'm shooting the other side of my mouth, so I don't give myself a canker sore or something. Well, that's where I was going, is that my list and your list were weird, because you're like, what about what was the one, like Earthworm Jim? That was a weird game. And then I'm like, IKEA furniture dating simulator. What about Toe Jam and Earl? I'm like, yeah. How about why does office coffee taste so bad? And every time I said another weird game, all three of them would pause and just kind of look like, you're lying. There's no way what you just said exists. Type. Why does that exist? But it's fun. IKEA furniture dating simulator. Yep. Thank you for the gift sub. I appreciate it. Thank you for the sub. Thank you, Zach. I appreciate it, man. But yeah. So Rushmore has a real heart for content creators, for the digital environment. They don't just have a podcast. They go live. They said they're going to be in 8 different places this year, just kind of chatting through stuff. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for the subscription on YouTube. I appreciate that. Which is, that's the dream, right? That you get to make content on the ye old internet, live streaming and stuff, and then you get to make some videos and whatnot, but then you get to go talk to real people at cons and whatnot. So that's awesome that they're doing that. He's created a really interesting resource. He went and he found, I think he said 140 different content creators and digital ministries and whatnot, and he created like a pamphlet, like an old school paper pamphlet that he's willing to like mail you in the mail, which is that's a lot of effort, and it shows love. I appreciate that. Very, very cool. Hateful boyfriend? Legit hateful boyfriend? Or is it hateful or hateful? I'm not sure that's. Oh, it's hateful. It is hateful. All right, well, there you go. There was actually one, I don't know if you saw it. There was, you're living with this woman and this girl, a anime girl, and she's like what is it called, a stalker, but when you live with her, whatever, she keeps you, like, you're not allowed to leave the house because she has like issues. And the game is, I need to convince this girl that I can leave the house without her murdering me. And I thought that was gonna be kind of an interesting game. But then there was it gets kind of creepy. I love my coffee table. I do not think I want to date it. Hey, man, Cherchon was adorable, and I will have nobody speak ill of Cherchon. I love Cherchon so much. I contacted the guy who made the game and specifically asked for a route so I could date Cherchon, and then he wrote it into the game. That's how much my love for Cherchon was, that we changed reality. Preach Coalition Directory, 140. Yeah, I thought you said 140. That's cool. A star? Is that a hostage? Okay, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah, you're like a hostage, but they love you. That's the difference, I think, maybe. Anyway, so yes, that is that was fun on the Rushmore show. But legit, by 10 o'clock, that's past my bedtime, okay? I get up early, I content create all day, and then I jump on the podcast, and I'm like trying to be, on and cool and hip and with the kids. And then as soon as they're like, okay, bye, I no joke, no word of a lie, I Alt F4'd out of all of it. I didn't even just close. And I went, I'm so tired. I've never Alt F4'd out of a meeting before. I've usually tried to close it down, but nope, I was so cooked. So cooked. Yes, Kathy Bates Misery. That, but anime girl. Exactly what it is. What do we call to be held hostage, but you were loved by your kidnapper? Uh-oh. I did. I had medicinal pogos. 2 medicinal pogos. They were necessary to keep me alive. Uh-oh, did I run out of money? I think I may have run out of money. No, because Stockholm Syndrome would be the thing where I fall in love with her because I'm her captive. I think we're in some kind of, hello, Thomas. I think we're in some kind of relationship. I haven't played the game. Maybe we'll play it one of these days. I have made a subtle sort of like resolution with myself that I'm going to not probably follow at some point, but like and let's lean into the indie games. They were talking about all kinds of classic games, and I'm like, I never played that, never played that. I've heard of so many games for a long time. I loved, because I didn't grow up with games. I didn't grow up with any consoles. I didn't grow up with like, I had a Tandy 1000 that had like Hangman, and so I learned about games, right? I learned about games. And it was, I'd like to watch videos on them, or top 10 videos, or secrets of Mario, with having never been able to play. Hello, Cringe. And so I know lots about stuff. And so out there talking to these games, like this game, that game, I'm like, yeah, totally. I've heard of that game. I probably watched a documentary on that game because I like doing that. But have I ever played the game? No. Something else in my realm? What else is in my realm? Okay, there, chat. The Rushmore show wants to have me on not talking about games, but something else. What is my realm? If I had to pick another realm, what is my realm? Yes, the clingy. Is it clingy when they want to murder you if you leave? I think that might be a little beyond clingy. Look, it doesn't matter how the kidnapper feels toward you. I guess that's true. Yeah, that's true. I'll find it. I'll put a link in chat. What is the game where you are held by an AI girlfriend and have to leave? Oh, is that it? No, is it Yandere Simulator? Why is there so many of these? This shouldn't be a genre. Why is this a genre? AI to you, with you to the end. That is not it. Okay. Why are there so many? I don't like that. There are so many. It is actually, I think I heard about one that maybe that's it. Actually, that might be it. AI to you. Yeah, AI to you. That's probably it. Maybe. Anyway. It's HIO. So obviously it's okay, here you go. I don't know if this is it or not, and don't quote me because I don't know if this is bad or whatever. But I remember again, I thought she was a brunette though. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hello, Compote. Good to see you. You don't need pros, you just need good people. Bunny boiler? She does have ears. BB's ready for the 21st. Okay, rock and roll, man. So yes, so maybe we'll come around and play that one. What is interesting is that there's an AI. Is it AI? Where maybe not. Maybe AI is what screwed it up. Because I know that there's AI where that legitimately you're having a real dialogue with this. Well, real as you can get with AI, which is kind of cool. But there is another one that I saw, and I was thinking about getting it, but then I think I saw it was rated M because it literally is a horror game, right? It's meant to scare you, which, what are you gonna do? Maybe we'll do that. I have some plans. You guys know my anniversary is coming up. My stream anniversary is coming up in a month. So we got to come up with some plans here. I don't exactly know what we're gonna be doing, but we're definitely gonna be doing something. And yeah. That's that. Not much else to say. Had an interesting. Oh, thanks for saying that. Had an interesting weekend. Still got hospital things going on, but I was able to release a video. So I worked 65 hours last week on content. Oh, not content, but like on my job. You know, I was just so tired. I was just working all the time, and then I finally got the video released and I sent it out. Yandere horror stream. Hey man. If we can pull it off, maybe. Thank you, appreciate the follow. So, let me think. Yeah, so basically, I worked all that time. I released it on Saturday. The previous video, if you didn't know, it's the last couple got 30,000, 16,000 views, and so I thought in my heart, I was like, okay. I put a lot of work into this one. I think it's pretty good. It's a good tangent, like it's a good next video. It's not about Neurosama, but it is about, the something in that realm. And so I put it out there, and then it went, you know, I'm like, ah, man. So we'll see. I'll make it short, and we'll see if we can boost it a little bit. Hey, hello, Hasaro. Good to see you. Hospital, what happened? Well, I'm fine. Hospital, in my family, the way that things go around here is we're often in the hospital because there is some pretty severe mental health issues in my family. And so therefore, when things go bad, they go very bad. And so we do a lot of hospital trips. In this case, this hospital trip has been over a week long. And so it's a pretty big one. And so we're trying our best to, you know, tell you guys what's going on, but then at the same time not tell you what's going on, because it's, you know, it's not my story. It's a story of someone in my family. And so if you want to know more, go to my blog, Exclamation Point Web. I wrote like 7 different blog posts on whatever I could tell you guys about what's happening in my life, and as much as I was allowed, and as much as because we were trying to help and raise some money for treatment, things like that. So if you're really, really, really curious, I did write some stuff. The plan today, as I said, we're going to be talking about what it means to be a person of faith, to be a Christian, but to be a Christian in secret. What does that mean? And I don't mean like underground in like China or whatever. I mean like legitimately like what parts of your faith are you supposed to keep secret and things like that. I wrote a book a while back called Art of the Christian Ninja, which is all about the parts of your life and your faith where you are following God, but nobody knows, right? Nobody knows. That's a big part of it. And so there's a short video we're going to watch. We're going to kind of go through it together and see what it says. And by the way, every stream is an AMA. If you are curious about anything, you have any questions for me, our mission here is to build an open, encouraging, meaningful online community on this channel. I was a pastor or still am a pastor. Why do I keep saying was? I've been a pastor for like over 20 years now, give or take, 20 something. For 16 of those, I was a traditional pastor in a church, and then I became a digital pastor. I am licensed, all that jazz. Like I said, we have mental health issues in the family. I've been a full-time content creator for 5 years. I'm the executive director thereof of TACO, the Alliance for Creative Outreach, which trains and encourages and resources Christian content creators. We're kicking off another training course coming in a couple weeks here. Really excited about that. We're going to do it on Valentine's Day, because if you're a content creator, you aren't going anywhere on Valentine's Day, so you may as well take a class. We all know that. Come on, be honest. Come to the Taco Discord, the reimagined, the refinished, the refurbished, the rebetterer Taco Discord, and right, and pay attention to the announcements. And you'll see that it's all you got to do. It's going to be different. What used to happen with the taco class is that we would have 8 people that were allowed, because every week we did another review of an individual content creator. So because there's so many people who want to take the class, we altered it so that we'd be able to give it to share it with more people. And we're going to do it like sort of a lecture, in that it's still interactive, but we're going to be doing it where anybody can come. There'll be a whole bunch of people, and we're getting rid of the reviews. Instead, I rewrote the entire review article or the review system into multiple pages so that you guys can read it yourself and evaluate your own stuff, or hand it to somebody and get them to reevaluate your channel, because we still think it's important that we talk about excellence and we promote excellence, and what is an excellent stream or an excellent content, excellent whatever look like. This is it. Here's your content, right? And so therefore, but we're going to be doing that passively. It's self-directed, and the class we'll have questions, we'll have interaction. I usually teach for about an hour. I go on the book. I wrote a book called The Art of Digital Influence, which is all about, thinking through why you do what you do, and why are you creating content, who are you creating content for, what's the purpose of it, where are you going with it. Not really how to grow, not really like all that stuff, but like thinking through from a philosophical perspective, content creation. And and then we all take care of each other in the Discord. So yeah, come hang out there. Anyone in the Discord, part of our community. Sign-ups for the class coming soon. Anyone who wants to volunteer within Taco should DM me. Yep. Yeah, we could use some volunteers. We lost a volunteer, and we come up with some ideas, and so yeah, volunteers are helpful. Hello, the Drum. Good to see you. Barrick says, okay, AMA, I also suffer from mental health issues. One way I cope is by trying to be uplifting and encouraging to others. The primary way I do this is with memes. Would you please reconsider removing the meme channel? No. So, and I'll tell you why. It has nothing to do with the memes or the channel or the encouragement. The reason for it is because the question we asked ourselves is, does this help, specifically help content creators, right? Does this serve content creators? Is it the best we can offer in a thing that makes content creators better, easier, more informed, more loved, more trained, resourced, whatever it is? And so it's we laser focused. Believe me, there's some stuff in there that got cut that I'm not super happy with, right? Like it's like getting rid of my channel is a bummer. Because now I don't have anywhere to put my stuff, and there were a lot of people who would, look at my stuff there. Now I don't do that. Why? Because this isn't about me. It's about content creators, about everybody, and so therefore my name shouldn't be special. I'm one of many content creators. We'll talk about taco stuff, not just XN stuff. So that was, that's rough. So yeah, we're laser focusing. That's the hope. Yes, there are a lot of Discords out there for uplifting and encouraging people. That's great. We are how do you be a better Christian content creator? Exactly. So by all means, keep doing that. Just Taco Discord isn't the place to do it. So can I go back since I was, yeah, dude, anybody can come. What we're going to do, we're going to open the registrations ASAP. There is a suggested donation of $25 for anybody who wants to come. And then when you get, you're going to be locked in, to the space and show up. We're changing it so that it's only 4 weeks instead of 8 weeks at a time, so that we don't get a bunch of people dropping out. You can handle it for a month, I'm sure. If you want to take it seriously, you can handle it for a month. We'll be doing that, and then a month later we'll do the second half, which is, it splits up really easy. So it's actually 2 very different talks. If you go to the Discord right now, you'll see a video that I released this morning, just a little one, talking about the theme of the month and the theme of the week. Each week there's a theme, and that means that we're going to be going through each, next 11 months and next every single week, something talking about prompting your content, prompting your discussion, prompting you to think, prompting some messages, things like that. Today was basically the topic for the month is God loves content creator. No, common content creator problems. And so I didn't want to start with problems. I wanted to start with celebrating the content creators who help us with our problems. And so I put a post out there. So go take a look at that. Taco Con is going to last 4 weeks. Is this like it's like Burning Man? Yes, exactly what it is. Yeah, everybody show up with your beads and hemp, and we'll do our best to destroy our psyches. Excellent. If you know more Christian content creators that need to be in the directory, let me know. That Taco Discord is the place to be for that, for sure. Everybody I know is on there. We shared the link for training in the minicon. Do you want to know? I want that in chat now, or do they have to wait for the official announcement? No, go ahead. More better. If you're here and you want to join, here's the link. Knock yourself out. Training is in the training is 4 weeks. Yeah, not TacoCon. Taco MiniCon happens at the end of the month, on the last Friday of the month, where we just had one. We recorded it, so we're going to be releasing videos from it. I did a teaching time. We did a creator specific Devo. We did some announcements, things like that. And it's we're going to be releasing it in shorts and on our YouTube channel. And the idea is we want it to be very focused on taking care of content creators. And so the mini TacoCon, or which is kind of what we're calling it, it is very different from the Final Frowny team party, right? So we canceled all the team party stuff. No more fun. And then we're going to be doing the mini con to hopefully help people, encourage people, inspire people, train people, answer questions. That's what we're doing. So head over there if you want to learn more. We do a lot of talking. I teach a lot of stuff. You get a free copy of the book, right? Now, I guess not free since you're paying for it. We'll give you a copy of the book. And then we've never charged for it before. But what we've learned is that what we're hoping is that if we do charge a little bit, and again, it's suggested donation. Don't let money keep you from training. Just ask and we'll find you a sponsor. And so we don't want that, but if we know that if you pay a little bit, then you take it more seriously. And we want people who are in there that are taking it seriously. Yes, we've deleted fun. No more fun in taco. All right. Does anybody have anything else they want to ask or talk about before we jump into the video of the day? I want to make sure that you guys know that you're most important, and whatever you want to talk about is more important. Going through some stuff, you know, are you facing some things? Need some advice? You got some big questions about life, faith, content creation, purpose, you know, any of that, or just for me, just, you know, hey, I want to know more about you. Each class will be an hour and a half. Yet, well, no, on taco. There'll be no more fun for taco. You can have all the fun you want here. I'm not taco. Yeah, it should be about an hour and a half. I mean, give or take, right? Because I'm going to teach for about an hour and 15 minutes because I have, you know, I'll do the full lecture and then we'll have time for discussion. I am the only one in the stream. Aw, well, I'm glad you're here, Isabella. Thank you for being here. How is your day? So far, so good. I woke up this morning and I hit snooze twice, but my snooze was only 5 minutes, so it wasn't that bad. Got up, had a lovely breakfast. I've discovered something called Flavo rice, and it's really good. So I put some of that on my rice, and then I put some baked beans in there, and then I put some spinach in there, and then I put some eggs on top of it, and that was delicious, and I'm very happy with it. And then, so that filled me up. And then I was able to have a really good coffee. And then I came down and I did some devos, talked to the pastor who called and wanted to just be encouraging. And that was cool. So I feel pretty good. But they got a big hole in my life in that, you know, someone's missing. But all in all, this morning is pretty good. Pretty good. The Alliance lacking fun. That's what we are. We're TALF. That's funny. Take serious things serious and take not serious things not serious. That's even in the picture I released today. So yeah, I'm gonna switch over to this and we're gonna bring up the I lost the thing. Yeah. Well, crud. History. Nope, that's for tomorrow. This one. Nope, not that one. This one. I tried to find some good stuff, you guys. I really did. I tried my best every stream to do stuff that is valuable, that is helpful, that is interesting, inspiring, funny, that it isn't just content, right? Like I was convicted this morning as I was thinking about reacting to another video. It's like, are you a video reaction channel now? No, because I will take this video and we'll react to it sometimes for an hour and a half, you know, 10-minute video, an hour and a half reaction. It's a discussion point. There's nothing wrong with that. Plus they do a great job. So why would I, you know, try to replicate someone else's job who does better than me? All right, you ready? Let's put pause. Oh, I don't have a pause button anymore. I got a new keyboard because apparently, did you know this? If you have USB 3 and a wireless keyboard, there's a chance that the signals are going to screw up the keyboard or some jazz, and it freeze your computer on occasion. And mine was freezing on occasion, and it no longer does that. And all I did was change the keyboard. That's weird and dumb, but here we are. All right, I have no pause button? That's so dumb. I need a pause button. Good thing I have a Stream Deck. I'll have to program it onto the Stream Deck. Hey there, CT. Yeah, like it's not even a function. How old is this keyboard? All right, let's see if we can do this thing. Let's turn it up. Okay, good.
Jesus of Nazareth, one of the most influential people in history, taught that the truly good life flows out of a close, intimate relationship with the creator of the universe.
Yeah, Jesus believed this was the ultimate treasure of human existence.
Sorry, I watched the summary of this. I didn't watch the whole video. I know Bible Project. They're really, really good. I'm sorry, I'm laughing because he's like, the whole point of human existence and is following God, and it's a guy in like a field dancing in circles, and I'm like, that is probably the worst representation of the Christian life I've ever seen. Sure, maybe internally your spirit is dancing and you feel like you are all purpled up, but no, not my experience. Let's try again. Maybe he said it differently and I missed it. I don't know. Let's find out.
Jesus of Nazareth, one of the most influential people in history, taught that the truly good life flows out of a close, intimate relationship with the creator of the universe.
Yeah, Jesus believed this was the ultimate treasure of human existence, receiving God's love. And Jesus said, doing righteousness is our response by giving that love back out to others.
Which I was watching some controversial videos today. So I woke up and they were on my feed. And not that I want to get too super political, but it was basically about the Christian response to the stuff that's happening in the States, right? There was a guy who was an atheist, former Christian, is now an atheist. And he was talking about ICE. He was talking about the what the president's doing in Venezuela and whatnot. And it basically was like, you have Christians on this side that seem like hyper capitalist and either US or Trump or some jazz can do no wrong. And the concept of helping people that are poor is like, you screw them or whatever jazz. At least that's that's the stereotype. And you've got this side that is, like we should help everybody, or for that matter, not only we should help everybody, but everybody can do whatever they want all the time, and it doesn't really matter. And doesn't everybody just get along and get whatever they want? And nobody can get along. People don't like me specifically when it comes to this stuff, because I often. I'm a middle guy. I really am a middle guy. I believe that we should be caring for the poor, the widows, caring for people, caring for those who are going through a hard time. We should be helping them financially, helping them, with housing, helping them with all kinds of stuff. Hello, Stockholm Airplanes spotting boy. We should be doing that. But at the same time, I also know the importance of discipline. Sometimes you can't help people. You shouldn't help people. I'm doing okay today. Thank you for asking. Because not that you shouldn't help, but the way that you help them is to let them hit rock bottom, or the way that you help them is to let to tell them, what you're doing is wrong, and like give them some grief, give them some, share your anger with them, because what they're doing is bad and they need to be shaken out of their stupidity. That is sometimes the most loving thing to do. And, a video like this was like Jesus goes, yeah, you should be a Christian. And when you're a Christian, God will love you. And then you walk in step with God. And the way that you show that you're in step with God is how you treat others. And the swooshy purple line of happiness is one way, right? We're talking about faith that happens on the inside. So we're talking about what Christianity is about. And I'm frustrated when I was listening to that, because so much of what the rhetoric and so much of what people are talking about when it comes to Trump or Venezuela or ICE or any of that stuff in the States, for that matter up in Canada, when it comes to abortion, same-sex marriage, what to do with sick people, what to do with the elderly, all that stuff, so much of the conversation has nothing to do with what the Bible says. It is just what I feel, what I grew up with, what's going on in my, what my experience is. And so therefore that's the thing that tells me how I should respond to this thing in the news or this person that's in front of me, as opposed to what an actual Christian would do is they would ask the question, what does the Bible say? And so often the Bible does not tell us to go with our instinct. Hello, Buzz Gaming. We don't go with our instinct of, well, you know, if we're mad at them, then they're obviously wrong. No, we are taught to listen, to be patient, to seek truth. Maybe you're wrong. You ever think of that? You know, when it comes to someone who is, you know, difficult, you're supposed to be long suffering. You're supposed to be taking time to see things from their perspective. You know, what's the same as someone that you love or someone that you care for that's going completely off the rails. Sometimes, instead of the loving and caring and all the rest of that stuff through helping, sometimes the best thing you can do is to say, what you're doing is you're really screwed up your life, and I'm not supporting you anymore. Go hit rock bottom, and then you'll figure out how bad your decisions are. And those are scriptural. That's biblical. But when you proof text and stuff, and I was hearing so much proof texting, which is just grabbing one little verse and then just making that your entire thought, and it ends up being Christians get blamed for it, and it's like, that's not what the Bible says. That's not what we believe, or not what we should believe. Makes me crazy. I'm doing okay today. Thank you for asking, Buzz. Appreciate it. All right, let's keep going.
Now, Jesus also lived in a culture where showing your devotion to God publicly will increase your reputation. So it would be easy to turn your intimacy with God into a performance to get.
Okay, that's an interesting phrase. Let's listen to that again, because you think that's true.
Now, Jesus also lived in a culture where showing your devotion to God publicly will increase your reputation. So it would be easy to turn your intimacy with God into a performance to get public praise.
All right, so that is something that we definitely live with. What do we call that? Virtue signaling, right? That's the thing that we talk about today, virtue signaling, which is essentially, I want to show you what's going on inside of me. I want to show you that I'm compassionate, or I'm all about truth, or that I have a relationship with God, or that I'm humble, or that I'm, you know, God is blessing me. So whatever, like, I want to show you. And so I virtue signal. Often the Jesus juke, right? Yeah. Often the virtue signal is very safe, right? It's very safe. What it is, you know, online, I'm going to condemn whatever this is. Not stand in front of them, not actually go and do anything, but now I'm going to condemn them. Or I'm going to white knight for a bunch of situations, and that I don't actually help with, I don't actually invest in, I don't actually know those people, but now I can feel like I'm better than anybody else because I white knighted some person online. And so today people do get credit for virtue signaling. And I was watching another video this morning. How many videos did I watch this morning? I was watching another one that was about Conan O'Brien, and how Conan O'Brien is so different, or is so different than other late night talk show hosts, because basically he was in the system, but not of the system. In that you look at Jimmy Fallon, you look at Jimmy Kimmel, you look at that other guy, the big dude who's a jerk. You look at those guys, and they're clearly shilling, they're clearly selling out, they're clearly exaggerating. There's no nuance to it. You can tell that they're a product. Whereas Conan O'Brien, especially early Conan O'Brien, but even now, it is you can see his frustration with, or you can see the different way that he sees celebrity, or the way that he sees how they act, or the way that he sees what they perceived, and it frustrates him. And he talked about that in his podcast. He talked about that in his life. Just like, I see these celebrities, and they're just like, they really don't know reality, and it's just normal for them. And so I guess you are praised in this culture if you are willing to say the right thing, do the right thing. But in the same way, if you are standing against something, this culture, like any other, I guess, will demonize you and shut you down. I was watching something that was it Ice? I think it was Ice, who was it was like they saw a video of the president, and I saw a video of some Ice like leaders or whatever, and they're doing prayer around the table. Right, that was the first part of the video. There's Trump praying, and there's someone else praying, and then the next shot was of Ice arresting priests and pastors and rabbis on the street, ushering them into a bus and taking them away from a peaceful protest. Right, and the level of hypocrisy it would be to not only speak to like say, God bless this, but then to look at the people who are standing there and represent God, like let's assume the pastors and priests were good people. And then they go, hey, this is bad. And going, well, then you have to leave and we're going to put you in a box. Because it's so frustrating. For me, one of the things I used to get in trouble for all the time as a pastor was not kind of performing, looking the part. They really expected me. And I was told, like, flat out, you shouldn't ever show emotion. You shouldn't be funny. You shouldn't, cry. You need to always look good because you represent God. And it just rankled me so hard that they wanted me to basically be a hypocrite because they were worried that someone would come in or someone would see someone vulnerable who's also a Christian, someone who doesn't have it all put together, but is also a Christian, somebody who is having struggles or is having, like some kind of, or does have a personality, but is also a Christian leader. It's like it didn't vibe for some of them. And yeah, they were of a certain vintage, but still.
God into a performance to get public praise.
Exactly. And so in a group of his teachings called the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus warns his followers about that temptation.
Be careful that you don't do your righteousness in front of people for the purpose of being seen by them.
Yeah, the purpose of, right? That's important. It's really critical. I'm sure they're going to bring that up. But the for the purpose of, it doesn't say don't do good things. And it doesn't say don't ever let anybody see what you do in good things. And I believe me, there's a lot of people out there a lot of believers I've seen who won't do good things because someone might see. It's actually wild. Somebody will feel the conviction to help somebody, but because their help is going to be, they're going to have to show up, or they're going to be seen, or they're going to be the person that person will know, they'll avoid helping so that they don't get seen. And it's not what this means. It's for the purpose of, don't do your good deeds so that other people see how cool you are. Just do your good deeds because they're good deeds.
If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in the skies. So acting like you're close with God might gain you social status or applause.
But Jesus says that's really all you're going to get. Jesus describes this.
Oh, there's an image. I like that. The mechanicalness of the performance that people is ultimately empty. I think that's clever. That is a clever image. Someone who's performing their faith or performing their goodness or virtue signaling for a group of robots and machines that ultimately can't support, won't love. It's not God. It's not his people. It's not even whatever. It's just robots. And I think if you back up, we talk about people that are NPCs, right? I don't know. I rarely use the term because it is pretty insulting. And usually it's directed at someone that I either disagree with the way that what they're interested in, or they just only know certain buzzwords, right? You sound like an NPC. But the point is the tradition, like the real NPC, like if you really were an NPC, what that would mean is that you don't have a thought in your head. Whatever you're programmed to do by the man or media or society or whatever, you have to parrot the latest thing, and when that changes, you change. And so therefore, if you are seeking to impress that, right, today you're like, well, I'm pro this, whatever it is, I'm pro gay rights, or I'm pro abortion, or I'm pro borders, or I'm pro no borders, or whatever it is, right? And then 10 years later, things change, right? Whereas before it was like, oh, because you're pro this, now you can't be because whatever reason, right? Now we don't believe in borders. Now we believe that, it's not just gay rights, it's also trans and all that stuff comes along with it. And as soon as you're like, well, no, I don't agree with that part. I agree with the just this part. The NPCs are mad at you, right? And so therefore, if you live in such a way that you are constantly trying to please the folks who are ever changing in their opinions and ever changing in their stances, of these strong stances that are ultimately not very strong because they change like the wind, you're doing this. you're going to look out for the praise, you know, for like all your virtual signaling. You're going to look out, and at some point, you know, by God's grace, you will realize that the people you're trying to please are A, unpleasable, and B, ultimately aren't worth pleasing.
Performance as being a hypocrite, which comes from the Greek word hypokrites, which refers to a stage actor putting on a show.
So how can I know if I'm becoming a hypocrite? I mean, that seems like an easy trap.
Yeah, it's super easy. And so Jesus offers 3 case studies. He uses the 3 most common ways in his day that Jewish people expressed their devotion to God, beginning with generosity.
So then, when you give generously to those in need, don't signal it with a trumpet, as the hypocrites do in the town squares or streets. They do that to be honored by people. And I tell you the truth, they have fully received their reward.
So back in the day, they like, you look at what they're doing here, and it's actually not that far from the truth. I remember learning in Bible school that they had attached like a big brass, like trumpet looking thing. And so when they would come to the church to donate, they'd like convert it to coins, and they'd be like pouring all the quarters, you know, whatever, down this big noise making thing to show how holy they are. People do that. We still do that. But going back, what it said something earlier that was really kind of important. Let me play it again. Not far at all. Just maybe it looks a little different. Yeah.
Generosity.
So then, when you give generously to those in need, don't signal it with a trumpet, as the hypocrites do in the town squares or streets.
Okay, so the application, there's a difficult application right now for me as a content creator when it comes to this issue, and it is my alerts. And this is something I've struggled with, or that I've been thinking about for the last 5 years since I set up my very first stream. And that is having an alert the same as this, right? Because there are a lot of people who in my stream who are Christian, a lot of people who want to lend support. And so therefore, should I be every time somebody lends support, right? That feels weird. That feels weird. I reconciled it in my head some, in that A, it's part of the culture. B, it's not like they're it's not like tithes. They're not tithing to a church. It's not that like this is for God. This is like, I'm getting rid of ads, and you know, I like your content, you know, there. So it's a little different. It's not, but it's not different either. But the people who give to support the ministry, like through donations or through private donations or through all that stuff, often those people will ask to not be brought up or not be whatever, or they don't want an alert. They don't want something to happen. They just want it to happen in the background. I tell you, like just this week, I was, it's been really stressful at my house, and I've been worried about money. I shouldn't be, because God's taking very good care of me, but I'm worried about what the future is going to look like. And I don't know, because I don't know what'll happen with the donors. I don't know what'll happen with, you know, if I have to change. Every time I've had to change donations, I've lost a bunch of people. And so like, I'm not made of money. I'm always running 3 months to broke, like my whole, just am. And so therefore I'm kind of stressing. And I never said anything to to ask for anything. And someone actually came in and gave me, they just sent me a little pile of money, and they said, like, I hope this helps. That's it. That's all they said. And it came out of nowhere, wasn't asked for. They don't get a donation like receipt or nothing, just showed up. And it was a blessing. It really helped. It helped me remember that, I got people in my corner and God's on my side, and it was really encouraging. But it was that kind of stuff is, I would say, not to toot your own horn and things like that. But I think I've reconciled, hello, Food Night. I think I've reconciled alerts in my head, right? That they're part of the culture and they're kind of a thing. But at the same time, I think it's worth thinking about. Is it something that we should be doing? I don't know. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts on that when it comes to alerts on stream, and when you give or when you stream. Have you processed that idea of maybe I shouldn't do alerts because of this exact thing Jesus says? Or is it like, well, that doesn't really count because, you know, I'm not a church, that doesn't really count because, you know, I'm not it's not a ministry, they're, you know, it's just part of the way it works. Has anybody else even thought about this, or is it just me?
They do that to be honored by people. And I tell you the truth, they have fully received their reward.
So, in Jesus' culture, public displays of generosity were a way to celebrate God's generous love. But they could also become a way to promote yourself.
So Jesus offers an alternative.
That actually brings up a very good point in that and I said it before, there are people who refuse to help because they might be seen, right? They may have the money, they may even have the conviction that they're supposed to do. They're supposed to go and help. They're supposed to do things. They're supposed to, you know, whatever. And they're like, well, I want to do it secret. I told that story before, and I tell a short version now. I had a woman who came to my house, and she felt prompted by God to come and help me out. And so she came to my house, handed me the box of strawberries, and it had like an envelope in it. And then she literally, this old lady, like she's probably 65, and she runs down the stairs and runs to her car and like peels off, you know, like burning rubber and flames behind her, like Back to the Future. And I'm like, what was that? Right? Like she it was the weirdest thing to watch her run. And so I go in and I open up the strawberries, and there's an envelope, and it had exactly the amount of money that I needed in order to get through the month because I had nothing left in the bank. Right? It was a very cool God moment. But for her, like she could have fallen down. She was so worried about being thanked. Like it said right in the note, don't thank me. And I'm like, well, I'm going to send her an email and thank her anyway. But like there is an extremity to this, right? Like that some people will help and some people will help because they want to be seen. Some people will help and try not to be seen. But there are a group of people that will not help, even though they should, because they will be seen. That is a weird thing that Christians have. It's a dumb, weird Christian thing. Like, well, I don't want to help because someone actually might see me give it to that person. Or that person might know it came from me. Who cares? They need help. Go help. They'll say thank you. Move on with life. Chrono says, I think celebrating support is good, but I've seen playing with ways that make to make alerts minimal and silent, like saying thanks, but without the horns tooting. Yeah, I've thought about the same thing. I'm on the fence. Part of it's like I really appreciate subs and and bits and donations, and I want them to be a big deal, and like it means a lot to me. Every time it happens, it's a reminder that God is good, that my community has my back, that the ministry has value. Like it's good. It's a good reminder, and so I want to celebrate that with some fanfare. But the whole making it minimal, right? It just feels weird that to me anyway. Now after 5 years of dum 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 dum, to be able for if it came in and went, like whispered, subscriber, like it's just that was it. That's all we got. Okay, I don't know. Let me ask this question on the other side. So in a stream, when you're subscribing, I guess we can talk about my stream specifically, but we can talk about any stream. If you were to give a subscription and nothing were to happen, no alert, no nothing, would it feel weird? Would it be something that you're like, well, I need something to happen so I know it went through? Or is it that you'd be like, yeah, I don't care. I know it went through because it said. What would that be? What would that be like for you? Is that being on the side of the giver? Conroy says, hello, Conroy. Good to see you. I bet they'll dump non-fungible Trump tokens on. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not nearly good enough to understand Bitcoin mixed in with NFTs, mixed in with politics. I'm not that smart. Swag says, I think alerts can provide entertainment. They can also help the streamer publicly acknowledge and thank the donator. That's kind of where I'm going with it, right? Actually, ironically, because I'm on YouTube, I can't play the one that I like because it gets demonetized immediately, which sucks, but that's the way it is. Personally, when I subscribed, I'm okay with a thank you. I would expect to see it in chat at minimum. Okay. Yep. To confirm what happened, if a serious focus stream, I don't need on-screen alerts. So I wonder, like, if it just kind of came up and it went bloop and then disappeared, is that sufficient? I'm literally asking for me, because like that song and dance, it does. This thing here, right? This is long. Right, that's long. Like, I think it's cool. I actually paid money to have that written. Like, I paid a guy who makes music to make that for me a while back. And like, okay, cool. But like, it's long. It's kind of, it doesn't fit the vibe sometimes. Sometimes it does. So yeah, I think it's fun. But is it the best? Is it the best way to do it? I think it's worth thinking about. Even if the alerts don't play, chatbot usually spits out a thank you for subbing. And is that sufficient? Or do you honestly, be honest. Do you want some fanfare or not? Right? Do you want some fanfare or not? There are times where I want to sub and I'm not trying to interrupt. In fact, I've had people who are like, I've been waiting to subscribe to you because you were in the middle of a thing and I didn't want to hit the button and interrupt you with the noise. And I'm like, fair. Right? That's fair. Displays on screen that needs to be long enough to notice and read. Well, definitely long enough, right? Definitely long enough. If I get a follow, can I do a Stream Moments emulator a follow? No. Yeah, I can do a follow. Okay, this is what it does when it follows. Right? That's super subtle. Is that sufficient? Like there's no noise, there's no fanfare, there's no nothing. It's just, hi, look, a thing happened, to acknowledge it. Is that sufficient? Chrono says, I think saving the fanfare for major goals, milestones might be a better way to get chat hyped up. Like a hype train would get a noise, but not necessarily an individual sub. That's an interesting idea. If everything is celebrated, then is anything special? Good point. Very good point. That's a very good point. That's actually worth writing down, because that could change how I perceive alerts. Definitely. Good point, Chrono.
When you give generously to those in need, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing, so that your giving is done privately. And your Father who sees what is done in private, he will fully reward you.
So one foolproof way to
Give it
make
away.
sure your generosity is really done out of love is to do it in ways other people can see.
But didn't you?
Yes. So yeah, how, again, they're talking about you knowing, right? You knowing. How do you know that you are giving in love? Because the question is, are you giving it specifically so people can see you do it? Or are you doing it because you care about that person and you just obeying God, or you just want to show some love? I think that tells us. And deep down, if you're like, well, I really do want credit and I really do want people to see it, and I really do want to be known as a super cool, generous person, right? Then chances are your heart's not in the right place. Should you still give? Maybe, right? Because if that person needs it and your heart's not in the right place, maybe that person still needs it. But like, it shows that you got some stuff going on, right? What's up? Good to see you. That's a heck of a name you got there. Maturiy. Yeah. So yeah, I guess that's the question, right?
Jesus also teach to let your light and good deeds shine as an example for others?
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
yes. When you consider all of Jesus' teachings on generosity, we see he regularly called his followers to give generously because it displays the heartbeat of God's love. But be careful and self-critical, he says. If there's even a hint of inner hypocrisy, it's probably wise to do your giving in private.
That's a great point, right? And I can't know where your heart's at, right? I can't know where your heart's at when it comes to why you sub or your donation or whatever. So my conscience isn't captive to yours. And that's a lot of things, right? Like in Christianity, the idea that my conscience isn't captive to yours is true. At the same time, it's also like, if I'm okay with stuff and you're not okay with stuff, I'm not going to make you do the stuff you're not okay with, right? But this isn't quite that. So like, I don't know if you're giving for the right reason. So therefore, should I change because you might be the wrong? I don't think so, but that could be a good reason to change. Is because you think that other person isn't, because they're, like, you don't want somebody in your chat to feel that. I don't know that, man. I'm having a hard time. I'm having a hard time with this when it comes to Twitch stuff. I get it in real life, but Twitch is a weird animal. Money for fanfare is contextual. Again, I really need it if I'm throwing a sub during an event. That's to Chrono's point, right? To Chrono's point, an event.
It would be easier if Jesus just gave one clear rule.
Maybe, but what he's given us is wisdom.
That's
your
your juice leg.
to cultivate a closer relationship with God, trusting that he'll show us when to give in private or more publicly. He makes the same point in his second case study about prayer.
And when you pray, don't be like the hypocrites who love to pray while standing where people gather or on street corners so that they can be seen by people. I tell you the truth, they have fully received their reward.
In Jesus' culture, most Jewish people stopped whatever they were doing multiple times a day, and they prayed a traditional prayer from the Torah called the Shema. Jesus himself was known for his consistent devotion to prayer. But be careful, he says, because even your...
There's an old lady that's just following him around. I'm sorry. I got really distracted by that old lady who's in like all the scenes. Okay, sorry. My bad. I'll back up. Hello, lady in a green cloak, just following Jesus around.
The Shema. Jesus himself was known for his consistent devotion to prayer. But be careful, he says, because even your prayer habits can become a strategy for public praise.
I don't think there's ever been a time where there've been more of this happening in the world, because so much, every time I see a picture of someone praying, and believe me, I've been part of this system for a while. The whole, put your stream on, put your sermon on stream, put your church on stream, put your like you do a ministry or whatever. And if part of it is like you're doing the entire service, and part of the service is prayer, doesn't make sense to turn it off. But there are people who will, there'll be time of prayer, and someone with a camera, like taking pictures of people on their knees, people with tears in their eyes, people who are connecting to God or who are praying together. And I get rankled. Part of me understands the idea that it looks good in a picture. You've told everybody that there's going to be pictures taken, but it still feels so weird when you go to like a denominational website or go to a church website or go watch a video and you see a picture of someone in prayer and they're clearly praying. It's not them. It is the event that is using their prayer as advertising. It just feels so gross, right? And in like you have this in politics, you have this in all kinds of different places where they will open up the event in prayer, but it's not a prayer. It is designed to be political, or it's designed to please some people, or it's designed to sound cool, or it's designed to give the news, or give like some kind of like speech. Is it where the person's head is bowed? Like it's not prayer. It is definitely them trying to pat themselves on the back, or them utilizing prayer for a different reason. And that's awful, right? That's awful. Like I look at, I'm not gonna say whatever president you don't like, but like you see them take a picture of them praying around the table, and my thought is take a picture later, right? Like if you really are asking God to bless that meeting, don't take a picture right then. You don't need to show people that part. In fact, you shouldn't. According to what we're reading today, don't show people that part. Just let that part go. Take a picture of you having the meeting. We had a meeting. Okay, good. But when you're displaying your faith like that on purpose in the media, it just feels gross. I don't know. For me, it just feels gross.
Right, I can imagine the temptation to conveniently find yourself on a busy street corner when prayer time comes. I mean, people will think I'm really devout.
And if that's what you're after, congratulations. You will probably get people's admiration, but that's all. So Jesus suggests a different way.
But when you pray...
So let me pause there too and ask the question, right? Or point out, like what he just said was when you get all your accolades, you will get people's admiration, but that's all. For some people, that's what they're shooting for, right? The idea that you really do want God's blessing, you really do want him to be not only involved, but leading, blessing, supporting, convicting, providing. Like, we really need God to be part of this. And as soon as you're like, well, no, I'm doing this so that other people will be impressed. Other people will want to support. Other people will believe I'm holy enough. Other people will believe I'm good enough so that they'll think I'm cool. And this is a struggle I think for a lot of ministries, a lot of ministry leaders, because in a sense, this for me particularly, right? And there's a sense that I'm supposed to be out there going, look how cool we are. We are so very Christian in our taco-ness, and look at us, we're doing great, and we're helping so many people. So send us, money and help and volunteer hours and things like that. But at the same time, it's also, we don't do this for praise. We don't do this for adulation. We don't do this so people think we're spiritual. But at the same time, how do you balance telling people what you do, what your mission is, where your heart's at, with doing that in a way that isn't self-aggrandizement? It's very hard. As a Christian content creator, one of the hardest things to do is to choose whether or not you put the Christian tag on, right? For some people, it's I have to. If I don't, I'm denying Christ. And for other people, it is I absolutely will not do that. That comes with so much baggage, and I don't want people assuming me what I think before they even say hello to me, right? It's two sides of the coin completely. But the Christian tag is not something that you think would be obvious. You'd think it would be. I'm a Christian, I'll put Christian tag on. But for some people, that's an absolute no. In fact, I think it was Love Thy Nerd. And was it Susie? Probably not. But Love Thy Nerd for sure had a whole big talk about it. We're going to take two things. We're going to take off the Christian tag, and we're going to take off the filter. Oh, that was Susie. He's going to take off, lowered the filter on what people could say on his stream. Because like, I want real people to be in there, and I want them to be able to express themselves in a way that they, so they don't get hit by the blocker and then leave just because they, use colorful language, which I can appreciate. Spike says, I think you're hitting on something good there. What's more important than the alert itself is your heart behind either receiving or giving money. Yeah, the Lord loves a cheerful giver. Yes, I think that's exactly it. This is what it's all about. It's all about the heart. All about motivations, all about why you do what you do, to whom you do it for. That's what it's all about. And again, the way that they're phrasing it in the video is specifically like, these are case studies. They are ways for you to ask yourself the question, where's my heart at when it comes to God? Where's my heart at when it comes to others? Where's my heart at when it comes to money? Where's my heart at when it comes to prayer? Where's my heart at when it comes to serving others? Right? What is it? Am I in a good place? And it's worthy of it. It's like checking the oil, right? Like, you have to do it every now and again to ask yourself the question, where's my heart at? It's a good thing.
People's admiration, but that's all. So Jesus suggests a different way.
But when you pray, go into a room, shut the door, so you can pray to your Father in private. And your Father, who can see what's done in private, he will reward you.
Prayer is about spending time with God, sharing your thoughts and concerns, and trusting that he will hear and respond. The easiest way to check your motives for praying is to do it when no one can see.
That is... Let's go. My alerts are too quiet. That is a problem. Thank you. I appreciate that a lot. And that means I get not only 5 minutes more stream time, but I get to eat a spicy, super ultra spicy hot tamale candy, which hit like a truck for the first 2 bites and then are actually not that bad. Wow, they're so spicy for that. So sorry. No, but yeah, what he just said, do it where no one can see, is absolutely true. And so, like, as a pastor, it is very easy to get into the habit of praying in public. Not, I think it sneaks up on you, right? So, like, you're busy. And so you woke up in the morning and you had whatever meeting, and you prayed at the beginning of the meeting. Then you had a lunch meeting and you prayed at the beginning of that. Then you prayed, at Grace with your family. And then you did, prayed at small group. And you're like, okay, man, I prayed a ton today. And I led the prayers. I was praying and my heart was in the right place. Right. And then Sunday I prayed, and then whatever, like it's easy, I think, to get into the habit, or get into or not to notice that you are only praying in front of people. Same thing I would imagine with people who are attending small group, or attending the the Wednesday night thing, or who are part of XYZ groups, that for you, because you're struggling with spiritual stuff, you go to the small group, or you go to the AA group, or you go to the Christian whatever group, and that's where you feel the most spiritual, so that's where you exercise. This heart check, corporate versus private, this heart check, the question is, how often do I pray alone? Period. That's the question. How often am I praying where nobody sees it and I'm just talking to God? And how long does that last? For a lot of people that I know, it lasts about 2 minutes. And it's when they're using the bathroom or right before they pass out. That's their private prayer time. And not that that's a necessarily the worst, right? It's still a good thing. It's like, what difference between having a multivitamin versus having a good, healthy meal? Well, multivitamin is still good for you, right? It's not a bad thing. But I think it's worth asking the question, and it's worth saying, is my private prayer time, is the time I'm spending with God real? I would argue that if you never spend time with God by yourself, you're not drawn to him. You're not looking for his wisdom. You're not looking for his comfort. You're not looking for his presence. Like, only time you even think about that is when you are out with other Christians, or you're out with other people, or you're somewhere, or there's food in front of you, right? That's the only time you think about it. I would say that you really need to evaluate your relationship with God, right? Like, it's not that your salvation is on the line. I'm not saying your salvation is on the line. I'm saying that, like, you could be very spiritually dry. You're like a piece of spiritual beef jerky at this point, because you're not getting from God the spiritual moisture. Where am I going with this? That you need in order to stay alive. And sometimes, and this is true, sometimes the symptom of your problem, like the biggest problem that you have, and you keep trying to find a problem with, or find a solution for, and you're like, "Well, I need a better calendar. I need a better Devo, book. I need a better group. I need a better church. I need a better Bible translation. I need a better, whatever in my life." You're trying to solve it. And the truth is that the biggest problem in your life is you are spiritually dry, right? You're like SpongeBob in that scene where he washes up on shore and he is just like he's almost dead. That's you. And you don't need to find magic self-control, or you don't need to find some perfect system. You don't need to find accountability. You don't need to find, like, all that stuff isn't your core need. Your core need is the fact that you are distant from God and you are not being filled by him. So you don't have his eyes. You're very sensitive to temptation because you don't see it coming, and that's what you need, right? That's what fasting's for. That's what prayer time is for. So I don't know. Is any of this true for you guys? I know for me that it's been true in the past, and I got to be careful with it.
Do it when no one can see. But again, this is not a rule, it's wisdom. Jesus prayed alone and also together with his followers. Both are important ways of connecting to God.
The third example Jesus gives is about fasting. When you all fast, don't look gloomy like the hypocrites. They make their faces look disfigured, so their fasting will be seen by others. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward.
So fasting is a way of praying with your body by withholding your own physical needs like food and drink, and then inviting God's presence to meet you in that place of need.
But even fasting can be used as a performance.
Yes, so be careful, like Jesus says.
But when you fast, anoint your head with oil, wash your face, so your fasting isn't visible to anyone except your Father in private.
Which goes right back to that corporate, prayer thing, private prayer thing, or, pictures of prayer and all that stuff. Like, it's the demonstration of your faith so other people can see how holy you are, right? Like the bumper sticker on the back of your car where you're like, I'm a super Christian. You know how you can tell? Bumper sticker, right? It's the t-shirt that's in front of you where it's you're wearing your faith right on your chest going, hey, you know, I'm a Christian, and take that, I guess. You know, it's the things that you do. Or tattoos are a great example. There's so many people out there that yeah, they, you know, like, can I get a tattoo? Should I get a tattoo? What does the Bible say? You know, I'm like, well, the Bible doesn't say you can't. My question to you is, why are you doing it? Right? Like, why are you getting one? And so often it's so I can share my faith. That every single person, so I can share my faith. Like, are you sure? Like, you're getting an entire sleeve, full color sleeve, all the way up to your shoulder, so that you can start conversations about faith? Like, I don't know, man. That sounds off. It sounds like still something you want to do for you. Like, you're just using God as an excuse. It's just, I don't know. That's the conversations I've had with a lot of guys. Like, I couldn't fathom not praying alone. I could drown myself in all the tears and shed during private prayers at home. The time I get to talk to God without distraction. Yeah, and we've said before, like, you can't find the time, you have to make the time, right? If you're waiting for the time for all of a sudden everything to be perfect, like your family's leaving you alone and there's no urgent work and your emails are all checked and you're like, everything's just done, and now I can do that. If that's what you're waiting for, it'll literally never happen. You have to make the time. Like, this is what I'm going to do it regardless of what's happening in my life. That's the only way you're going to be able to pull that off, because the world is bent away from you being able to pull this off.
And he will reward you.
Now, notice that in all three cases, Jesus does not say to ditch these practices.
Right. Express your devotion, but find creative ways to do it so that you don't treat God's love like a trophy.
Jesus knows that his followers will be most effective in the world when they care the least about their social standing.
Ooh, let's listen to that line again.
Jesus knows that his followers will be most effective in the world when they care the least about their social standing.
Yeah, that is a very good line. And it comes down to, how worried are you about what other people think, which is the whole video. And in your expressions of faith, or in your, you know, like how you do things, how worried are you about what other people think? Because there are a lot of people who are like, well, I can't, you know, I don't want to volunteer because I'm, you know, so-and-so might, or I don't want to say that or share my faith or talk about that subject, or say I'm against that or say I'm for that, because someone else might get upset, right? It's not just spiritual stuff. It's the question is, are you willing to follow God? Are you willing to be a Christian, be consistent, regardless of what people are saying, right? It's not that we disregard anybody's feelings. In fact, the Bible is clear, full of examples of, be careful to take other feelings and other people's needs and other people's situations into account when you're functioning in the world. Be sensitive, be kind, be empathetic, be generous, you know, those are all good things. Bear one another's burdens, be patient with each other. But that's different than you choosing to not do something that you feel that God is convicting, or to do something you feel that God is convicting, and because you're worried about what someone else might think. But it's hard not to worry about social standing. Is it? Can you give me an example of what that means? Because I honestly don't know what you mean. Might be more vulnerable to that than I realize. I think like the test. These three tests are good ones. Obviously, Jesus came up with them. I'm probably not gonna improve on them. But you know, the idea of where you do your good deeds, where you pray, and how you demonstrate your faith. You know, like all those are great. But like the social standing thing, I don't know, man. It's a real thing for strong belief. Well, he didn't have the Holy Spirit, but yeah, I get what you're saying. It's pressure. But nobody in North America, at least nobody I know, is being threatened with death. Like Peter denied the faith because he was worried he's going to get hung on a cross, right next to Jesus. And so his fear came from the reprisal of the government coming down on him and killing him, right? So we don't like to be rejected in general. I'm not trying to make myself a super saint. I really am not. But like, I have spent so much time being rejected that maybe I just kind of got over it. Like I have my whole career as a pastor was me standing up saying this is what the Bible says and having people get mad at me. That was just the whole time. And if I was willing to compromise on my integrity or on what I believed because someone else was making my life miserable, you know, there's no way I'd still be a pastor right now. No way that I'd still be functioning right now. I don't know. I'm trying to think through a time where I changed my self from a faith perspective because someone else. I don't know. I can think of one instance where I was talking. So like I was like, someone said, "What do you think about that?" And I'm blah blah blah. That's what I think. And they said, "What would you say as a pastor?" And it kind of shook me because I didn't change my opinion so much as I went like, well, yeah, I didn't actually answer the question. But as a pastor, when I think through it through that lens, this is what I would say. And then it came down to, why don't I always think through that lens? Like, why would that be different? Why isn't my opinion as pastor Al the same as opinion as Al? What the heck? Right? And it shook me that I actually, that his statement made me alter the way I spoke. And I'm like, I didn't want to be that guy who had two different personalities depending on where I was and what I was wearing. I mean, having a big channel means reaching more people, but a big channel and reaching more people are both social standing. But we're talking about worrying about social standing, right? Worrying about social standing. So big channel. Now that I'm thinking about it, there is part of me that worries. Yeah. Okay. There you go. Some people are accepted, but yeah. Okay. For me, one of my biggest fears is that this ministry ends and I am no longer in ministry. I end up working at Walmart as a greeter, say, because I can't get any other job because my resume is so Christian and so weird that everybody's like, what do you even do? You've got to you can't work for us. You don't do anything. Like what degree do you have? What training do you have? And there I am at Walmart. And now the identity of like, who am I now? Oh, you're a child of God and God use you where you are. It would be crushing for me. Really, really, really difficult for me because for 25 plus years, I have been, a pastor. I've been, or in training to be a pastor. It's a huge part of my life, my identity. And so I would, and there I am at Walmart greeting, and in walks so-and-so, either was part of my church or whatever, or someone from Stream or someone I know who's a content creator walks by and says hello. I would feel small. I would feel like I was, I would want to crawl under a rock and hide because I would feel like everything that I'd set up to that point and every big, God's in this and God's doing good things and God's providing and whatnot was all just me blowing smoke, or I was wrong. And, I would want to crawl into a hole. And I think that is probably that feeling, right? Is worrying about what other people think. Because if God's like, well, I have another job for you, it's going to be over here. And it's not going to be one that you're going to be super thrilled about, but this is where you're going now. I should be okay with that, right? I should be okay with that. It's just, I'm so tied up in doing what I do, being who this is, and that it's, I can't fathom not being. So maybe I think that probably is. It's just when it comes to altering my faith or altering my opinion or something like that, like especially in the world that I live, there's no harm. If I say, you know, like the Bible says no, I'm gonna have some people that are like, well, you're a hypocrite, or you're a bigot or whatever. Okay, you know, but that's like one person. It's and even if it's a group of people or a family, right? Like, okay, but it's not like I'm gonna get run through. It's not like I'm gonna be drawn and quartered. Nobody's gonna stick me up on a pike. That is not a fear that I have, and so therefore, how much power do they actually hold over me? Right? When I was in church and I was, you know, felt like the whole planet was against me. There were still awesome people who were on my side, and I still ate and had a house over my head, and like I still had all the comforts. Yeah, miserable because some people were trying to take me apart psychologically. But I never went without. It's not like my job, like back in the day in like ancient Greece or Rome, where if you didn't say Caesar is Lord, right, that they would kill you like on the spot. No, you don't want your head in the pike. That's hope not. That like it's. Forgive me. I'm not trying to make it about me. I'm trying to relate, right? Like I'm when I went down to Reach, did I want to impress people? Yes. Was I ashamed of what I looked like? Yes. Was I absolutely paranoid about this tooth? Am I still paranoid about this tooth thing? Yes. I don't like not having a tooth. I think I look really weird, and I try to avoid showing it, you know. But that's not my faith. That's like pride. That's like my own baggage. But I don't think it's my faith, right? So I guess I can understand it from a personal perspective, just not the. Yeah, I don't know. Forgive me if I'm rambling. I'm trying to process.
Because their ultimate goal is simply to know and be known by the God of generous love.
Oh, there's so much more. I mean, I don't disagree. We're very safe. Maybe for me, the rejection feels more like a failure. But what kind of rejection, right? Like when it comes to your faith, like who has rejected you to the place where it actually mattered? I guess that's my question, right? I've had a lot of people mad at me, a lot of people upset, you know, and about Christian stuff. But none of it in the end really mattered. I didn't like it, and I was burnt out and miserable for a lot of it, and like it hurt my feelings to be lied about or to be accused of stuff that I didn't do, or have people telling stories or doing horrible stuff in the background. That all felt really bad, stressed me out. But the consequences, like the persecution, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. There's a difference between level of persecution, but losing your friend group, the people that you have holidays with, the people who act like you have value, that means a lot to some people, especially if they don't have confidence to find another group. Okay, that actually explains a lot, because I don't have those. or how do I say this better? My baseline for relationships is that people are going to leave, that at some point they're just gonna take off, and it'll be nothing because of what I did. It'll just be life or situation, or they just couldn't handle the all the horrible stuff that's happening around me, and so they just are like, I'm done, and they just atrophy away, or they take off, or they flat out say, I don't want to be a friend anymore because it's too hard. And then just go. So like for me, I'm a naturally very lonely person. right? Like, I don't live anywhere near my family. I don't live anywhere, like, I'm thousands of kilometers from my family. I don't, all of the relationships that I built, I went to a church and had friends in the church, and then that church, I wasn't there anymore, and those people never called me again. The same with the next church, same with the next church, right? There's one guy who called me from the last church as my friend, and like that is normal for pastors, is that they end up all their relationships are meant, the investment of relationship is in the church, and then once you move on, it's very rare that people will come with you. You've moved to another church, you're now emotionally invested over there, and the other people have another pastor, and so who's trying to emotionally invest in them, and so like gone. Now who's my best friend, right? Well, it doesn't matter if they were in the church or otherwise. I've moved to another town now, I've moved to another country now, right? There's a whole nother circle, and so I don't really have, well, and that's it, right, James? And that's why I'm trying to be really careful, because I have never felt more loved, accepted, able, and I've said this before, able to be me, my whole self, everything from like super bonkers Bible thumping weirdo preacher to nerd, like who likes anime and has a really goofy sense of humor, and only some people can handle that. You like, because it's I'm weird. Like I can be all of me. You know what I mean? In here, and I said in just today, like I wrote like a thank you to some people who have shown me incredible amounts of love and care and generosity and conviction. Like when I was losing it in September, right, I had people on the board go like, you need to take a break, like you really do, like we care about you, we don't want you to die, so go take a break. Like that is love, that is an act of love. I have people in my corner, feels good. So like I'm trying not to be like, and you guys don't count either, because you totally do. I think there's something broken inside of me that is waiting for all of this to be taken away, that's waiting for all this to fall apart, that's waiting for everybody just to leave. And that is a broken part of me, which means which I guess gives me the benefit, I guess not a good benefit, but like of it, preparing, always being prepared for that to happen, right? And so therefore, like when you get mad at me, assuming let's assume I didn't do anything, right? Let's assume I wasn't a jerk, but if I was, I'd apologize, and you just left, I would be like, okay, that tracks, right? That's just what happens. I don't mean to be morose. I don't. It's meant to be encouraging, right? The whole thing is meant to be encouraging. Like check your heart, see where you're at when it comes to generosity, faith, your relationship with God, your relationship with others. Are you legitimately walking the straight and narrow when it comes to why you do what you do and why you believe what you believe and why you say what you say, right? So I'm not trying to bum you guys out. I don't mean that. Like, I'm very blessed to know who I know, to be able to hang out with my kids, to be able to spend time, on stream. Like I have said it a million times. I felt like crap in the morning, turned on stream, and felt like $1 million by the end of it. That is just universally true, and has never made me feel. You guys have never made me feel worse. Always better. And so it's I'm not trying to feel to say anything bad, but I'm not really that worried too much about that. Just maybe because I'm broken, probably because I'm broken. Thinking about my con group right now, but whenever they find out my beliefs, I feel sure they'll make a scene and kick me out. I shouldn't be afraid of them, but I also feel like I never really got to reach out to them. Yeah, well, I think like I don't have that situation, right? I don't have non-Christian friends. I don't have any friends around here. It's just I don't have people that would be mad at me if I said I love Jesus and I'm gonna go pray about stuff now, and you should too. They all go like, sure, I agree with you. Like I don't have that problem. That's not an issue I have. So I don't know how I would respond if my friends, like a really important friend group to me, was overwhelmingly full of people that would be mad if I said Jesus, right? I don't know what that's like. Part of being a pastor means you're constantly surrounded, right? Constantly surrounded by Christians, for better or ill. It says, so some of that maybe I have a sense of myself versus I find a sense of myself through other people. Yeah. I've had to have a sense of myself, because if I was dependent on other people to for that, I would have bent and broken long ago. Yeah, probably. But then at the same time, I don't have friends. Why don't I have friends? It could be that I'm protecting myself from all of this, right? Like James, like, where are your friends? Yeah. I appreciate that. Like, maybe I'm protecting myself from having to go through what Jones was talking about with, the potential sense of rejection by just rejecting everybody up front and not going places to make a friend, not going places to try to find that kind of stuff, because I'm just, expecting it to happen. And so therefore I do it in advance. Could be, right? Or it could be that I'm too busy. Like, I'm so busy working, and I've been working for a long time, many hours for my whole life, that I don't prioritize making friends for me because I'm busy working in ministry, right? So therefore, me friends isn't really a thing, which isn't healthy. I'm not saying that's good. I think that could be part of it. They need Jesus, but I don't know how I'm supposed to break through their delusions and lies. Well, you can't. That's the thing. I know that's true. You literally can't. That's a God thing. Your job is just to be salt and light. That's it. You're just there to make sure you flavor the conversation with grace, and you provide the person who they look at and see light. They don't have to see exactly what's going on. You don't even have to say nothing, but they just know that when truth is, when Jones speaks, he tells the truth. Right? I like. There's a line that I heard somewhere, and if I can lie for you, I can lie to you, right? If I can steal from you, I can steal. No, if I can steal for you, I can steal from you. So therefore, if I'm doing bad, or if I'm gossiping with you, I'm gossiping about you, right? The way that I act in front of you is how I'm acting with other people, right? Like, if you're not special, if I'm gossiping with you about others, I'm gossiping about you with other people, right? If you ask me to steal something and I do, or if I've shown myself to be untrustworthy, well, then I'm also untrustworthy to you. I'm not special, right? I'm not special, or you're not special. That's exactly how I'm going to treat you. So who you are in that moment and who they see you to be that's your personality. Well, you know what? We just know that guy doesn't tell lies. That's what we know about that guy. Sometimes, it's just hard because we're all whatever, but because something happened and we want to keep it, and that guy's clearly not gonna, maybe we go run and hide from that, but we know that at least he doesn't. So when I want truth, or I want a real opinion, or I want someone to tell me what, then I'm going to go to them. I know for a fact they're going to tell me the truth. That's being salt and light. What do I do for work? This. I'm a full-time content creator. So Monday to Thursday from 12 till the timer ends, usually till 3 or 4. I do, on Mondays, we talk about, faith stuff, maturity stuff, life stuff, things to make us better people. On Tuesday, we talk about how to be a better content creator. Wednesday, we talk about weird stuff. It's Weird Wednesday, so I do weird things. Then Thursday's variety, where I do anything. Sometimes I make Lego. So that's what I do. And then I have a YouTube channel that I make videos for try to do it every week. So far, I've been pretty good doing it every week. And I am the executive director of TACO, the Alliance for Creative Outreach, where we train and resource and care for Christian content creators. I teach a class, and we'll be teaching a class starting on Valentine's Day for 4 weeks. I also wrote a book for them, and I also lead the group and whatnot. Also, I am a licensed pastor with the Christian Missionary Alliance denomination, and will be working with my church soon. I've been working with the denomination, but I'll also be working with the church soon to try to do a local expression of all the stuff that I do here. So that's what I do. It's a lot of work and a lot of hours, and yeah, that's what I do. Saturdays, yeah, usually is. It's all pretty much always is. A broken that works for you in your favor as passionately. Yeah, I can sympathize. Exactly, Jones. Well, I'm taking more of a walk away tactic this year. I'm going to step back and from convention. Oh, you are? You're going to go to Reach, though, I assume. I thought it was going to be on Thursdays. Guess old message. No, we talked about Thursdays. Should I do it on Thursday? Right? Should I do it on Thursday? And I sent a message around, and like 2 people said they wouldn't. 1 person said they wouldn't. So that wasn't any point in taking that. So I know from the past that Saturday has been the way to go. So we're just going to do it on Saturday at noon. That's what we're going to end up doing. All right. So that's that discussion. I'm going to throw it out to you guys again for AMA. If you guys want to talk about anything, now's the time. If not, then what we do now is I lean into a game that we're playing, and right now we're playing a game called The Last Campfire, which is an indie puzzle game where you're a little dude in a hood saving other little dudes in a hoods by manipulating the environment. It's actually pretty fun, kind of cute. And then we're gonna, yeah, that's what we do. So, but interrupt, by all means interrupt. It's the most important thing. You. Best thing I can do here is hopefully lend a little wisdom to folks who would like it. All right. Okay. Let's go to Reach every year. I'd go to Reach every year. Just mean the secular conventions. Yeah, that's what I thought. Worn out by the culture war. Rather be around like-minded people. I can't wait to go to the Anime Con at Comic Con. That's the word. Comic Con in Ottawa here. Coming up soon. When is Comic Con in Ottawa? Is that? It's very soon. No, it's not. It's September. Okay, I'm just wrong. It's in September. Never mind. Oh, I know it's coming soon. Super Bowl. That's the thing that's coming soon. How did that get confused in my brain? Ottawa Comic Con. Ottacon. Yeah, that's funny. Autobots. Okay, there we go. We're gonna kick this thing off. By the way, in case you didn't notice, I am streaming on Thursdays. If you're curious about following me, I've had a few people that are like, where do I find your stuff now that you don't have, the XtianNinja channel on the taco? My answer is YouTube. So I'm putting posts on YouTube. I would like to do membership stuff, like be able to have private member stuff. I have like over 100 videos that are member only videos on YouTube. And then once I get some members in there, I can do members only like updates and members only like pictures and all the rest of that stuff. So, but right now it's all free and it's all there. So that's where I intend to kind of lean my stuff, lean my alerts. Because I deleted I deleted X because they're evil. There's no point in me having my own private Discord anymore because like it's just I don't need it. So I'm gonna lean on YouTube. That's the plan. Instagram will probably have the same kind of stuff, but YouTube for sure. I think Super Bowl will be a crap show. Not the game itself, but the halftime show is setting up. Oh, it's definitely controversial. I find that such a fascinating thing that has kind of come about there, man. Like it's just wild. Like it's clearly a political statement. Like we're gonna to go with someone who is with Bad Bunny or whatever, is an immigrant or from or I know that's not an English artist, right? That's a choice in itself, but like Charlie Kirk show going on, so many people watch. What? That's the Super Bowl, man. I'm thinking about incorporating something to do with Bible study in my streams. And I'm just thinking about reading through the Bible on stream, maybe talking about my observations as I read through. What can I do to figure out what works best for my stream? I think it has to do with you set the expectations yourself of what you want to do and be consistent in that, and then people will
A tremendous, terrifying
people will
shape
expect that.
slithered from the shadows. The snake's body coiled around the forlorn like a scaly shield.
Well, bummer. Halftime show, there's not a Super Bowl, but on their site, just heard about it. But I heard Green Day's going to be there, which again is hilarious. It makes me, it's so funny that that Green Day, I think Trump said, I hate Green Day, right? Like I think it's just the funniest thing ever. But yeah, if you set the expectation and that's what people want, then that's the audience you're going to make. You have the power to create, to do the audience. So what do you want to do, and who do you want to attract, and how do you want them to respond? That's going to be you, right? I heard people that hate America. I don't know. They don't hate America.
Turned, but the handles were retracted.
I don't know if I agree that they hate America. They hate some of the choices that America is making. Because if you listen to Green Day songs, and like who hasn't, they're punk. They're punk. What does punk mean? Punk means anti-establishment. They're against what they believe the establishment is doing. The establishment right now is something that they don't like, they can't trust, they don't, et cetera, et cetera. And it's I can totally understand that. I think it's great that they grabbed Green Day that Trump hates. I think that's awesome. It's hilarious. I'm not a big Trump fan. I really am not. Oh, I can't be on that? What? But they want to go over there. I can't turn it. Yeah, there's no turning. Well, bummer. Okay, we'll put that there. There's probably gonna be another one somewhere. Oh, now I'm stuck. Oh, thank you, Clout. I appreciate that. I like Green Day. I think they're great. I don't know Bad Bunny music, but I didn't like, which was the last, I think it's Beyonce or whatever. Like it's someone else. Like I'm like, it was just not my music. Other people like it. I'm sure other people like it. It's just not my jam.
Ember found a lost message. To see hope fade in those you care for, the harder I squeeze, the quicker it slips away.
Like, not gonna lie, I think it's great to have someone as controversial as Green Day come and do the halftime show. I think that's fantastic. There are a lot of people out there who are just downright miffed with the establishment, and that was a way of sticking their finger in their eye. They couldn't have done a better job than sticking the finger in the eye by using Green Day. They're not even being subtle about it. Here, look, it's an immigrant and Green Day. Like, it's not even it's not even close, right? It's like, here, we don't like you, the concert. My question is, and I think my kids have pointed this out, are they going to play American Idiot? It seems like that would be the ultimate one to do, If you're going to play any song. Probably. You think so? I don't know. That's pretty on the nose. Laser engaged. I'm Dookie was like one of my favorite albums of all time. So like I like Green Day. I don't know what's in there. And I'm unfortunately not a very good conservative. That's where that goes, I'm sure. I don't know where you go. Probably down? Yeah, probably down. I talked to Mexicans astonished that they can't get more help. They qualify for and fascinated out Trump and Delta after. Give him one thing, he's willing to do stuff. Not necessarily always the brightest stuff, but or the most subtle stuff, but he does stuff. Can't argue with that. Problem is, it almost feels like it's, you know, people are using it as a form of entertainment, and did it not go all the way? There you go. And it's real people's lives, man. Bad Bunny and Green Day were deliberate choices to tweak the administration. For sure. Is it on the nose? A very subtlety, not the NFL's forte. Good point. But NFL traditionally has been very conservative, you know? Okay, I gotta shoot that snake. This should be interesting. Probably this. And then probably... maybe around this way. Oh, there's a rock in the way. Oh, that's not right either. Hang on. Let's put that over there. I haven't watched NFL in like 10 years. Doesn't Jay-Z decide who's in the halftime show right now? Jay-Z? Really? Well, that definitely isn't right. The only place this can go is here. That's got to be there. Which means I need to make this laser go another way. Heh. Wow, that's a lot of lasers. Okay. I think I'm close. This way. There, that's it. Ta-da.
Faded memory.
The NFL is only conservative when they receive backlash following a controversial halftime program. If this year's halftime show goes pear-shaped, it'll be like Foo Fighters or some retro 80s rockers. I don't know. You'd think that would be the case, right? That they'd retract, but they just seem to be going. They double down. Oh yeah, you don't got a problem with black people? Here's all black people. You got a problem with immigrants? Here's Green Day, and you know, like. I don't know. On the outside, I'm like, good, do that. I like it when you tick bigots off. It makes me happy. Halftime, Jay-Z. Okay, there you go. Yeah, no, that's news to me. I don't know anything about that.
With tears, the stranger said, "You have reminded me, friend. The beacon." How
do you break a bigot? You make them have to think. Because being a bigot doesn't, it just means you're not willing to change your opinion, right? Like you believe, like, you're just gonna keep. Oh, dang it. Where's my boat? Wait, where's my boat? Oh, it's over this way. I'm dumb. After the Janet Jackson debacle of 2004, they followed up with Paul McCartney, the Stones, Prince. Yeah, that was the Who, man. They were the best. What's that noise? Why are you making noises? Yeah, Prince was banger. That's really good. Nyop, 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 nyop. Ah! Taking away. Oh, wait, don't go that way. Something, yeah, oh, the snake moved because I'm blasting him in the eyeballs? Sure. Take that, snake. I like these apples. Bah! Right in there. Right in the eyeball. No? Alright.
The light acted as a beacon, drawing the snake away from the forlorn.
And straight to me!
Fear, feeling tiny before the enormous serpent. The forlorn was released from the coil of the snake's body.
Oh, goody. I got an achievement. Hooray. But like, how do I get over there? Oh, boat. Yeah, what would we do without you, narrator? Hey, I for one appreciate being treated like an idiot sometimes. I want to know. Definitely have penalties inside games. I have enjoyed. I've enjoyed watching Super Bowl. I usually enjoy watching Super Bowl. I really do. I'm not a football fan. I don't watch Canadian football. I don't watch any other football during the year. I watch that. That's the only thing I watch, and it's plenty sufficient for me. Plus, it's an excuse to eat
robbed by an icy hand.
Where she said, "I don't even get those. I'm in Canada. They don't give them to me." Oops, I should not have pushed that button. And by the time they're done, like, I know, right? I get the same 3 commercials. Bell commercial on loop, and then some local thing.
The stranger had been robbed by an icy hand.
I have to pay like $30 or so. Like, I could buy an entire month of yeah, an entire month of Sportsnet just so I can watch it. There. Oh.
He had burned so bright, so brilliant.
Dang it. You know how many honey buns I can buy for $30? That's what I'm saying, man. That's clearly not right. I need to roll it up the stairs, I think. Yeah, I gotta roll it up the stairs. How do I do that? Seriously, how do I do that? Huh. Because it needs to be sideways. Like that, so I can roll it up. There, I did it. Now I can roll it up. Okay. There we go.
With flicker and ash, their flame had faded.
That was probably harder than it needed to be. But I didn't brute force it. I feel like I used a little bit of brain power for that one. Just a smackerel of intelligence. Hello, purple friend. Have I cured your depression? It's cute. It's got great little
Stranger
noises.
looked at their hands tearfully.
Nice.
I had forgotten how warm it feels, just being.
And she's got a good reading voice, so that makes me happy too. I like the. I don't usually like puzzle games, like they're just not for me. But I'm enjoying this one. Now what do I do? I never did use that pipe. Yeah, I don't know how to get up there. Hold on. Yeah, this thing here. I know if I put it there, I can get on top of it. That's all I know. Like if I do this, I can get on top, but I can't move it once I'm on top. Like I can't go anywhere. So I definitely have to go there. This definitely needs to go there. But I need something else, man. Like there's got to be something, some other metal thing I can use. Maybe I need to roll it from another place. I'll go look over on that other side again. Is there anything here? Nope. Nope. Okay, so it's not that. I don't think it's a snake. I don't think it's any of that. Maybe I just am destined not to get that one, because that one is hard. If I could turn it 90 degrees, I'd be set. I don't think I can, though. Like, there's no button to turn it. Alright, forget it. And I don't think we need to go see the snake. Do I? Oh, I do. Okay, let's go say hello to the snake. Probably. Hello. Right. Oh, what if I turn this off? Oh, I need to beacon him somewhere else. Okay. Is there anywhere else to go? No. Maybe I don't need to go that way. I don't know. Am I just done over here? I guess I am. Let's get back in the duck. But I don't feel like I got ahead of the game when it comes to progressing in the next area. Hungry but too lazy to cook. Also worn out. So I have a rice maker. And I made a crap ton of rice. And it was like I put peppers in there. Like, I mean, into the rice maker. Peppers, onions, chickpeas, seasoning, rice, and I have a big bowl of it. So I went upstairs, like in the morning, I grabbed that and then I warm it up. And it's actually, it's so tasty. Can I eat it every single day? No, but I'll tell you what, it sure it sure sticks with me. Like, really. I have to ride to neuro testing, so I have to get back ready. Dude, well, I'm excited. Good for you. You got rides? You said you got a Mexican nurse one hour a week or something? That, you know what? I'm taking it. I'm taking it as a good thing. Hello.
A tremendous, terrifying shape slithered from the shadows. The snake's body coiled around the forlorn like a scaly shield.
Yeah, I know how this works. I'm in the way. Oh, he's not a nurse, he helps clean. Oh, okay, alright. I bet I did that wrong. Hold on. Well, crud. Did I wreck it? I don't think I did. So, let's go this way. Do you not go anywhere? Well, now I'm just confused. Can I not climb it? I can't climb it. Now can I climb it? Oh, I can. Okay, there's walls in the way. Good to know. A key! Give me your key. Or a lever. Lever? That is, I just noticed that. Ooh, we're going outside. Score. Hello. I got stuck outside. He was just going for a little walk, and then all of a sudden, boom, depression. Happens to the best of us, man. Hey, Miss Duck, how you doing?
The stranger was so
Are you back
lost.
at school? Or got another week? I'm so lost. Wait. I don't think I can turn these. Yeah. Can I turn them? I don't think so. No, there's no turning. Well, now I'm just confused. Obviously, this needs to come somewhere. Oh, you can turn them. Okay, all right. But it's gonna be an hour to do it. All right, neat. Oh, you're at the school. Oh, rock and roll. That's cool. All right. It wasn't as bad as you thought it was gonna be? Well, that's shooting us the wrong direction. Hold on, what am I doing wrong here? That almost went too far. Oh, this is your first day. First day. Oh, okay, cool. This is so dumb. What are we hoping for? An assembly and then get sent home? Yeah, she lives in the future, yeah.
Lost forever.
Let us know how the Super Bowl, who's gonna win the Super Bowl so we can all place our bets. Whoops. Oh no! God, I left. Golly. That was dumb. Now it's all reset. All right, sorry everybody.
The stranger was so lost.
That was exceedingly dumb. What's up, Supersonic? Not happy we had the QB for Seattle, but he messed up last year. He messed up? Or was his plan just too good? The rest of the team couldn't keep up. Busyness of the day has surpassed till 10 p.m. Nice. It's always nice. Probably could have done that more efficiently, but we're gonna do it this way. I don't even care. Yep, I did that the worst possible way. That's okay. This time I won't leave. Course confirmation gone alphabetical for surnames, so I'm in the early time. Oh wow, really? They got a
Curling
big
and
deal.
coiling, lost forever.
Nice to be able to go a little later though. Cause you were getting up super. You up at 6 something? Now you get to sleep in their first day. That's not so bad. There are worse things in the world than getting a couple hours of shut-eye. My last name is D, and my birthday's in January 4th, so I was always the
stranger looked at Ember with relief.
stuff.
I tried to go back, but I just went nowhere. Time to go forward, I think.
Whoop.
Inside was a scrap of journal.
Nice.
Less and less grows here. I
Yep.
dare not go in the caves alone. The spiders whisper.
What?
Their cobwebs glitter. I am not sure I am ready.
I am definitely sure I'm not ready for spiders. Are we doing a spider level? Because I don't like that. Okay, we're back. That was a big detour. What just happened? Oh, Nate came back. Good to know. Okay, these don't move. Oh, they do move. Think I need to put the ladder on here. You did! You finally got your potato sandwich. Oh, that's good. And then... No, I gotta put my guy on. I'm gonna have to fix my redeems. My redeems are brutal. My daughter, oh, by the way, Theo, Prince Theseus, is starting stream tomorrow. Very first time. Not first time she streamed, but for the very first stream, she's back streaming. She's gonna try doing that as a profession for a little while. And I gotta tell you, I'm excited to see what she comes up with. She was telling me recently how I absolutely need to do better at my redeems. What? I can't get up there? Why can't I get up there? Oh, because there's a tail. Huh? I'm so confused. Okay, I'm gonna get off. I don't know, but I know with a bot you can set probability to channel points. Yes, exclamation point! How bonkers! That's one of those. Nope, can't pick that up. So I know I need to put that there. That's easy. I get that, but how do I get on it? I put it there, and then I get on it, and then I do this. Right? Like... Can I spin it? Is that what I'm trying to do? Maybe. No. I go back. I go this way. Then I move it here. Nope. Back. I'm literally making this all up in my head. I don't know what I'm doing. That, and then it'll spin. Yeah, I think this is dumb. I think I might not do this. I don't need that box. Oh no! How do I get there? Oh, that's easy enough. Okay. Well, if you hit exclamation point, how bonkers. Yeah. Yeah. But you can actually see it does do a visual thing. And it does a, yeah, see? Pops up a little thing, and it changes based on the percentages. So I got one of those. Oh, all right, cool. That can't be right. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, gotcha also has probability. Yeah, I've got probability built into gotcha. Good old RNG. But I want to give you guys the ability to like do fun stuff. I just don't know what, because I don't want it to be annoying, and we sometimes do some pretty fun things. And so being annoying in the middle of conversation or in the middle of, you know,
The light acted as a beacon, drawing the snake away from the
Still working on it.
Ember swallowed their fear, feeling tiny before the enormous serpent. The forlorn was released from the coil of the snake's body.
Yes, I've got like I've actually got like 20 channel redeems that I've done. It just happens to be that I haven't turned them on. Still working on what I want to do. Hey man, I got a come on brain, a VTuber that I'm setting up right now, man. It's crazy. That is not where I wanted to be. Oh, wait a sec. Ha 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 ha! I'm smart.
The Wanderer's Diary. Frogs play at the feet of fallen statues. Simple, splashy, happy little hoppers. They seem content in the home they've made.
All right, let's save one more guy. I think this should be our last guy. Then I can move on to the next land. You guys like my font I use for one sub, one hot candy? Personally, I think that's a great
The
font.
stranger's thoughts bubbled up freely.
Bubbled, you say? Alrighty. Oh, what? Does this hurt? No, I'm good. Gotta be something for me to grab. Because I'm supposed to put a tube in here. Oh, there we go. See? Oh, I just pick it up already.
The invitation was clear. Some thoughts were easily found.
Oh, wow. Okay. One here. Oh, I gotta go all the way down. Okay. Oh, it's a T. What? Did it? I'm gonna go get the elbow. That might be what I need next. My dad would be so proud. There you go. See? Bird. That I need the T for. How do I get up there? All right, we need a straight piece. I can't take it off there because it will literally make it so that I can't get over the stairs. And if I take it out of here, that stops. So it's got to be here, and it's got to be over there. Right, CG? Yeah, I know. It's my brain is working so hard right now. There it is. So let's turn this way. Hold on, put that back and turn it to green. What does that do? Oh, nothing. What color are you? Hold on. You're yellow. I gotta get it to yellow. Yeah, that's the, okay, that goes there. I gotta get that. Speaking of alerts, I gotta get done. That is definitely one. Do I need to get that? How do I do that? I think I buffaloed myself again. Yeah, put that there. And then we're gonna turn this. Pushing, yeah, and I haven't ruined it yet, so you got to give me credit. Where's my straight piece? Don't I have a third straight piece? I better get my, oh, for 250. Okay, we got 250 under control. That's easy. Yeah, if I take this off, I can't go upstairs. Yeah, so that's gotta. Yep, so not that. And then we'll put this back up here because this makes the most sense. I'll bring that back down because I know green is important. There. That's 2. Did it give me stairs? It did not. See? I can't get up there. The only way to get stairs is just to make it spin? There we go. I just didn't go get it. Hip hip hooray.
Some thoughts only whispered.
That's not right. Okay, I think I know what to do. Take this one off. Put this here. Which makes blue. Yep. Put this there. Cool. man. I need another elbow. Which I presume is this? I'm gonna put that on here. Which raises the stairs. Right? Yeah.
Old feelings in a complex tongue.
How do I get it through the red? Probably up here. Oh, need a straight piece. Nice, nice, nice. Well, where do you go? Here? And then turn you. Oh, who's good at pipe fitting? Wait, I'm not done? What do you mean I'm not done? What else is there? I have done all the things. Have I not? What haven't I done? Yellow. All right, well. Oh, the yellow pipe isn't connected. That wasn't it. It's interesting. It's interesting, Chrono. I'll give it that. Okay, so that's not good. Also not good. I'm gonna take that corner. Uh-oh. Did I just lose it on the top? Yeah, it went down. Shoot. Okay, so that's definitely got to be something I don't mess with. It can, but that one's also feeding something else. Like if I take, I guess if I take this out, yeah, that put everything down. Man, that was not a good noise. So I have one little line here. That's feeding that. The yellow, hold on, where's the yellow go? Yellow goes in there. Go in there. Oh, am I not feeding the red? Is that not right? The yellow's chunking, red is chunking, the yellow machine isn't. Oh, okay, hold on. I get what you're saying. So yellow, where do you go? Let's just follow you. I take this out, it's gonna go down. I need a corner. can I get a corner? Okay. That. Okay. Now I got the yellow one going. Okay, that's something. Now what am I missing? The one down there. Okay, there we go. So that's red from the blue pipe, which comes up from over here. Down over there. Oh, because that's got it. Okay, so that's dumb. I'm not missing a piece, am I? That's what I'm wondering. Am I missing? It got to be one more piece. Got to be. I'm just not seeing it, right? Hey, James. Welcome back. James from YouTube. Nope, that ain't it. Okay. Okay, that's not it. Yeah. Okay, it's called The Last Campfire. I'm gonna put the T thing here. And then maybe I can putz with it using a corner or a straight piece. Because this will push to blue. Okay. Now I've got to get it down to red. It's very cool. Okay, so red, red. Now yellow. Wait, when it zoomed out to show you the platform move, there's a piece on the left side of the screen that you haven't gotten. Is it really? Is there? Okay. If there is, man. No, I don't think so. That's a guy. That's not a piece. That's a guy. That's who we're trying to save. That definitely goes there. No question. Cool. The T piece needs to go here, does it not? Yeah, that caused the problem. Yeah, okay. That has to go there. Because that shoots the blue, which starts the blue, and it does the green. Wait. Red, yellow, blue. I don't need green. Corner. I need a corner. No, that's not a good idea. Because that's... I think I have another corner piece. Yeah, no worries, man. Okay. Good green. Here. Whoop. Put you in here. Oh no, that was supposed to be a corner. That needs a corner though. And that needs a corner. That's definitely right. There's nothing that could go there other than the T-piece. That shoots the blue, which starts the blue, and it also does the red, but the yellow is being blown this way, which needs a corner. I'm gonna try putting the tri-piece up there just to see if it changes anything. I don't think it will though. Okay. Nope, now we lost the other one. All right, well, something's happening. So we lost the yellow machine, which means we lost the blue. And the blue comes from over there. Dagnabbit! That's the only place it comes from, too. I mean, you have to have it. You have that. The only place this can go is there because it needs to run all three. Fine. I get it. And we're gonna, that needs a corner. The only thing that works with it is a corner. That needs a corner. The only way that works is a corner. This is a straight piece, and the blue, which attaches over here to the yellow, is the only way to get there. I'm too empty-headed for this. I'm brute forcing it with my brain, so. Let's hold on. I'm gonna put this try thing here, and then we're gonna put no, I need all the corners. All I've got to work with is straight pieces. In fact, the only thing I have to work with is one straight piece. I know, that's what I'm thinking too. There's gotta be, right? Wait. No, that whole thing shook when I put it in. That started the red one. And this is where I got that last machine. Oh! That does not run that machine. Hang on.
The stranger had much to consider.
There we go. I thought this red pipe was leading into this machine, but it wasn't. It's on the other side, and it's yellow. Okay. Okay. Ta-da! First try. How you doing, bud?
The stranger seemed grateful. I think I have to choose for myself.
Yes. Chicken or rice. Can't have both. Am I done now? Who do I have to save? Anybody? I think I saved everybody. But this guy's not being... Nobody's not protecting anybody, is he? No. Just a guy. Alright, we're good. Guess I can get in my boat now. That's gotta be the last person. I've saved so many of my little dudes. Whoop. Let's go up to the campfire. The guy's gotta be okay with me moving on now. Once I locate my campfire. Where the heck is it? This way? I think. Bonk. Okay. How about this? I think it's this way. I could be wrong. Where do I moor? Where's my dock? Where's my thing that I'm supposed to... Okay, forget it. Move it on. I'm definitely not doing this right. I feel like I'm... Am I? Am I going too far back now? Oh, I definitely did. I definitely did. Yeah, that was too far. Oh.
Ember found the Wanderer's diary.
Well, how about that?
The earth resists my wishes. The lanthorn will not answer when I blow. I must be rid of it. I hide the wretched instrument deep in a riddle.
Nah, it wasn't that big of a riddle. I nailed it first try. Alright, that may not have been the right direction. Let's go back in. I think I may have missed something. Because this was like the beginning of the level. What I'm looking for is there's like a god or an idol that's next to a campfire that has a bunch of, you know, my friends near it. Nope. Oh, is it that way? Is that where it came from? It is. Which means I think I gotta go the other way. Or is it a... Hold on. One sec. It might just be up. I might just be crazy. Are you just up here? I am crazy! Hello! Hello,
The
Spooky.
ghost said, "You have done all you can, little one. Your journey lies ahead.
Nice!
Your journey is nearing its end, little one.
Uh-oh. If I end my journey before Thursday, I have to pick a different game.
You have cleared a path for others to follow. I will guide them after you have gone."
Okay. I've got so many indie games stuffed, like, so many. I probably have 100 games that we can play. that I've been kind of putting aside to play all the like the big ones, right? But these ones are super fun. Nobody ever sees them. Like, well, I guess
Only
people
the
do.
Forest King knows where the final campfire sleeps. Ask them your questions. Know that if you return here, you will always be welcome.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, it like, yeah, everybody, I'm not the only person that ever plays these, but sometimes I find a nugget. Like last week, I think it was last week, right? I was playing Inglet, and the guy who programmed Inglet came into my chat and said hello. Yeah,
The
300.
taste of
Yeah,
fresh air was welcoming as Ember left the caves behind.
I've got so many games. It's just that I've chosen ones that are.
The forlorn was different. A gentle music filled Ember's thoughts.
I've been trying to do big games, and big games don't work on my channel.
I sang. I was Ember. I was bird. I was forlorn. None of my true self. I will not go back to flame nor feather. I will find another way. Ember understood and let them be.
Okay, you figure yourself out, bud. Not my job. You know what though? I signed up for a couple of like free game things, like to play demos. I've got a lot of free games from there.
Something was wrong. Ember could feel it.
I've got a ton of free games from Amazon through Prime, through Luna. I've got a ton of free games from Epic. Like I probably got hundreds of free games just from like finding them. If you go to free games on Reddit, they'll give you even more free games. Like there's so many. And if you have Prime, then you have Luna, and you could play some really expensive games, even if you have your hardware is not that good.
It was quiet. All the birds had gone.
Oh. It was quiet. Too quiet.
The Ember looked proud. I've nearly earned my full feathers. How are you getting on? The Ember hesitated. Oh, really well? Me too. I can't wait until everyone has to listen to me. Yeah.
That's the same thing they said last time. Okay, let's go through the creepy, weird-looking door. Hey there. How you doing there, boss? Fine, I'll make my own way there.
There you are. You've done this. The king is gone. Gone. What did you do?
I killed him.
Telling lies, being tricksy?
Yep, that too.
We had no troubles till this one.
What happened?
The king is dead.
Bummer.
Dead. They'll be coming for us now, all of them.
Well, that's the thing. If you could be content with the games that you have and try to enjoy those, then there's lots to play. But the new games, like the new fancy ones that everybody wants to play, yes, they're very expensive now.
Who's after us now?
Like, I'd like to play, what's that one on, the new one on the Switch? It's like $150 though.
What does we do? I'm not a real bird, just wearing bird clothes. They're not even a real bird. Who'll look after them now?
I'm gonna go save your king, hopefully.
The Forest King
Yeah, well, I'm in
wasn't
Canada,
moving.
so I think way more expensive. Right? What's the last one that just came out on Switch? The Mario thing, right? Mario Kart? Mario Kart? Stupid amounts of money. Yeah, like if I look up If I go to Walmart.ca Mario Kart.
There you are. You've done this.
Not 8. The new one.
The king is telling lies, being tricksy. We had no troubles till this one.
There you go. Ha! What? Yeah, okay, so if I were to get Mario Kart 2, right? The low price now is $108, and we have 13% tax on our you know. So it's so much for the new game. It's not worth it.
The king is... They'll be coming for us. Who looks after us? What does we do? I'm not a real... They're not even. Who look after them now?
So the king's dead. What does it say?
The forest king wasn't moving.
Yeah, he died. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Let's move this over this way. Oh, what? You guys can't see? Oh, dang it. I go around. Oh, man, get out of the way. Okay, what's going on over here? Oh, now I can jump? All right. Okay. Not at all what I expected.
Chains and pulleys in the base of the chair.
So it's full on Wizard of Oz. Okay, all right. I can dig it.
It didn't feel real. The Forest King wasn't real.
Uh-oh, and then I live here now. Grab that. That. All right, in here. That's a lot of boats.
Broken boats were scattered on the water.
Hey there. What's your deal?
The ghost spoke. Brave little one, few have made this journey. This is the last campfire. Your path ahead is clear.
They said the name of the game.
What you do now is yours to decide.
I choose to. I want to help others. No, I've helped everybody. We're gonna finish the journey. I've literally
boat
helped
lies
everybody.
waiting, but it belongs to another.
It's a democratic society, Zach.
Their path was not so straight as yours. Seek them out before you move on.
Okay.
It was a dock, but there was no boat.
All right. I guess we're gonna go find a boat. Maybe. Hey,
In
bro.
the clearing, Ember hoped to find answers.
This was the guy that was following us around, man.
Behind the Forest King's puppetry was the wanderer in the red cloak. The stranger spoke. Why didn't you stop? Why not stay safe in the nest I made? Don't you see? This is all there is, just the end. What hope can there be in that? The stranger had dropped their mask. Ember knew they spoke the truth.
That's a bummer.
The path goes nowhere, but we sail on regardless. Slipping beyond the horizon, one after the other. I couldn't bear it. In the end, I destroyed the boats.
What?
What have I done?
You destroyed the boat.
Slowly, the stranger withdrew. I wanted to be a lighthouse for others. How do you save others once your light has gone out?
Good question. Oh, he caught the depression. Now we gotta save him. Okay, this is gonna be one of those
thoughts had become twisted.
final levels. You gotta do everything you've ever learned. What's up, Sunset?
Hiding every day behind a mask. Watching hopeful little ones arrive endlessly. Knowing the empty path that lay ahead.
This level's a cinch. How's Sunset
Inside
today?
their dim
Hope you're
light
well.
was a hidden pain.
Oh, I'm supposed to carry it. Well, that's easy enough. I already solved all my problems.
They had watched those they care for turn forlorn.
I'm so sad I'm 5 lorn.
They had locked their hope away, tried to protect it.
There you go, bud.
And
I brought
Ember's
you,
actions had seemed a distorted mirror.
brought you some Prozac. Try it. See if it helps. I wonder if these little blue guys are.
The wanderer searched for words. When I reached this place, I could see the truth. This is all that there is. There is nothing that comes after. How do you
Okay.
face that? I'm not ready.
You pass your hope on to others. You just keep going. I'm gonna go with the pass your hope on others. That's a good answer.
I turned back, tried to stop the others,
Which is the opposite of what I just said.
built a little nest. What
Well,
a
hello
nest
in
that
Sweden.
was.
Nice and late for you. How's life there? What season are you in right now?
You hope, you try, you fail, and then nothing more.
Is it nice? I know you're in winter, but is it nice there? It matters that we hope. It matters that we try. It matters that we fail. All those are true. I like hope, though.
I thought I was saving them, that they would lose hope if they knew. But without an end, they lost hope anyway. The wanderer took a breath. I thought it would lead somewhere, mean something. Ember paused.
Well, that's nice. I'm glad. You have a lovely country with lovely people. So you deserve a lovely day.
So many places the path had taken them. So many others whose paths had crossed their own.
It's okay to be scared.
After everything I've done, I don't deserve to move on. Only my boat remains. Take my oar. Finish your journey. Leave this place.
Am I gonna say okay, goodbye? Is that what we're doing at the end of this? This guy's like the saddest person ever. There's no hope ever. Convinced everybody not to go forward. Destroyed all their boats, and my solution is going to be thanks for the ore. Have a nice life.
Ember knew the end lay ahead. Were they any more ready than the Wanderer?
Gonna be a waterfall at the end. Yeah, that I was hoping it would be okay. Come into my boat. Yeah, at least we'll save one. Burn the ships. Yeah, exactly, right? The Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, did they get burned or not? I can't remember. Or is that a Spanish thing? You play this on your tablet? It is a very... Yeah, I can see that. Oh, we're taking our little friend. Ain't that nice? You didn't break the boats. They're just floating a little bit off. We could save a lot of people. Who needs to? Those guys. Hey, where you going? You want to get that? Just give me that boat. Just straight. No? Okay. Bye. Whatever. We can't swim. Bye. No longer our problem. We've moved on. Exactly, right? I feel a little bad for all the guys I saved. I guess we can't, we're not, oh, they're coming with. Wasn't that nice? I don't know. Like I said though, they weren't broken. They were just floating a little bit over to the side. Maybe they made a little chain and then grabbed them. Or one of them grabbed a tree. They clearly have lots of trees. That's a big fire. Isn't that nice? Yeah. Hey guys, come on in. We found a really big fire.
Place where the lost embers go, as their light begins to fade.
And they all died. The end. Bummer. Well, that was nice. I'm a big fan of indie games, man. I really like them. They always work so well, not always. I mean, some are very weird and some are very goofy, right? Yeah, right. Blue is super hot. I was thinking the same thing too. That is a dangerous fire. When they try to be deep, I appreciate it because it leaves room for conversation. Like what was that game about? We would go bump into people that were not doing well. And then we would help them, you know, restore sort of up their quote unquote hope. That blue family, I assume, was hope. And but they were all wandering there because they were sad. I thought they died. I assumed that this was like the afterlife the whole time, and that we were trying to save them from getting stuck in purgatory or whatever the middle ground is. But then, like at the end, I assumed that they were going to be opening up into like a new adventure, right? Some big place. But they opened up to yet one more fire, and then they went and it said And that's where they go at the end. So I think they all died. I think they were all dead the whole time, but I really don't know. I joined, yeah, well, exactly, right? So yeah, we played a whole bunch. If you want to go back and watch the VOD, you can. But this game is called The Last Campfire. Support your indie devs, man. You gotta. I should make another, like, for times like this where I'm gonna talk, but the game is like doing stuff on the side. It'll get small and then I'll get big. Yeah, now I don't know what I'm gonna play. We're at the end of stream, so I don't know what we're gonna play at the on tomorrow, but I guess we can take a look. Why don't we take a look? There's no way to fast forward, by the way. I have pushed all the buttons. It does not care. It's like you will watch the credits, like it or not. But is there a post-credit scene? That's the question. I know. That's what we got. We're gonna have to find something. I'll show you some of the games that I've got and what I'm thinking of. All right, I beat the game. Like I've got every single character that there is. Like I saved them all. That's what happened. So so let's go here. If we go to library, let's push play. You guys can't see it because it's broken. Boop, boop. All right. So games that I've thought of playing, right? There's so many. Like I have The Gunk and White Shadow. This one actually looks pretty cool. White Shadow looks kind of cool. It's got sort of an inside vibe, right? But like, I don't know if I want to get scary, and that maybe it's not scary, but it definitely feels like you're playing Little Nightmares, right? It's like Little Nightmares. It's pretty though, right? That's a pretty game. Yeah, I beat the game. So that's an option. We can play that one. The Gunk is interesting. The Gunk has it's a story, if I recall. Yeah, it's okay. They're environmental puzzles. That kind of what we were just doing. And you get to suck up gunk. So I mean, that's fun. We don't like sucking up gunk.
Much from space, but if we find the motherlode of that energy, we can thank the stars we came first.
Tomorrow I gotta find a way to change his speech code.
White was cool,
Space
yeah.
must have been abandoned for ages. The gunk's taking over.
Not the gunk. Oddball? There's another game that I had a while back where you went to an alien planet and you ran around it.
Never broken a bone in my life.
And it was supposed to be a comedy game.
We didn't come here on a rescue mission. Wait, I might as well
That looks cool, right?
Dex!
That looks cool. All right. So that looks neat. What was another one I got recently? I'm not playing Dispatch. I don't want to. I don't remember this one. What the heck is Deadlock? Ugh. No. We tried Squirrel with a Gun. Didn't like Squirrel with a Gun. Repo. We did that one. That was actually pretty fun, but you need other people. And Roger was depressing as heck. And we played a lot of these other ones. Okay. I was thinking of doing the testing chamber one of these days. I don't know if you guys have ever played the testing chamber, but you answer a zillion questions and then it gives you like a personality quiz. And then at the end of it, there's another game that remembers your personality. And apparently it changes based on your personality or some such thing. To the Moon. I've heard that's really depressing. I don't want to play anything depressing. Heading Out was pretty great. Most of the really crazy ones are on GOG. Got Program versus the World. Complete edition. Other than that, I'm actually pretty good at some of them I skipped. Could replay a game. Well, I was thinking about that for the anniversary. Like, if there was a quintessential game that I was gonna play, what would it be? Right? Like, look at how many games that you've never heard of. I'll make them bigger. Like, I can almost guarantee that you guys haven't heard of any of these. Like, Brigador. Have you ever heard of Brigador? I know I haven't. Harold Halibut. Just, you know? Can you guys hear this? No. You've heard of Harold Halibut? That's kind of interesting. Oh, it looks like claymation. The Moments of Sadness. Oh man, it's gonna be a depressing one. Isn't that crazy, right, CT? Yeah. All right, that's a good option. That's a good option. That'll give us something to talk about anyway. Just make it right. Just make it up. Exactly. Yeah, I totally played Harold Halibut the other day. Yeah, totally. Path of the Teal Lotus. If I recall, that's a side scroller. They give away a lot of games. Not a game you can afford to miss. That looks really cool. Problem is it like a Souls-like where they want me to be super great at stuff? Or not? Oh, them bosses are crazy. Oh, you fight the Ninetales. How about that? Just right? I want a game with a good story and that's got really, you know, really good mechanics. And it's like, fine, but you're gonna cry. Silk Song but with karate? Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm worried about. I don't want, I have Silk Song, I have Hollow Knight, and they're just really hard. Dream Tactic, that's probably an older game. Yeah, that's a super old game. What else we got? Gunslugs, Residual, Tower of Time. That's a card game. Do I have Ori? Yeah, I played both Ori games. Yep, I liked Ori. It was, the second one was, I didn't finish because it just was too long in between playing. Like I got really far in it. And then when I tried to come back to it, I could not remember how to play. Gamble? You see gambling on here? Where's gambling? I've heard Necro King is fun. Like, or is that, maybe that's not the right, no, that's the wrong one. That's not what I thought it was. There's one that you fight, and you come back and the king gets harder and harder. You die, it gets harder, you get better, and then you just keep trying to kill it, and it gets smarter in ways that kills you. Tome? I've heard of Tome. Looks like a Richard Scary book. Lego Star Wars? I got like a bunch of Lego games. Well, that game looks chill AF. All right, no. I need the game to have some game in it. Do a round or two of Sudoku. Sudoku? What you want to do? Our daily Wordle? Wordle. 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 We are daily. I bet I can do it. I bet I can do it. All right. I know how to play. We're gonna start with trace. Enter. Dang, I'm good at this game. Plant. Clone? No, don't have a T. That's not a good word to use. Poise. P-O-I-S-E. There's no E, but that's okay. We're gonna do this. All right, so there's an R, an A, and an I. So how do we do this? Chair. Is that C-H-A-I-R? C-H-A-I-R. Enter. Ooh, I was close. So it starts with a C. And then it's I-A. Claire? No, C-L-A-I-R? No. B-I. B. I'm gonna assume it's an I. Cigar. There you go. Yeah, it's so on topic, right? Yeah. There you go. Wordle. I'm so smart. Oh, would you guys? You want to play Tomb Raider? I have we played the first Tomb Raider ages ago. Where did I find it? Yeah, we played this one, but we didn't play the second one. Where is it? Search button. Search. Tomb Raider. So, which is the second one? That's not right. Tomb Raider. I think it's Rise of the Tomb Raider is the next one. Or is it Shadow? We played Tomb Raider Game of the Year. I think the next one is Shadow. Emily is Away? Nope, I have not. What's Emily is Away? You think it's Rise? Yeah, I think it's Rise. I'm gonna say no, Zach. What the heck? Windows 3.1 simulator. Let's go. No, really, it's good. There's Doki Doki. I ain't not playing Doki Doki. I don't even know why I own Doki Doki. The whole game. Did I have to read the whole time though? What's up, Potato? The nostalgia. Hey, I grew up. My first OS was MS-DOS 3.0, I think. Might have been even 2 point something. So I've been around, man. Been around. Omno was great. I remember playing Omno. That was a good game. God's Trigger. That sounds pretty epic. You're not allowed to watch that, you silly boy. It's got too much violence and bloodshed. All right, well. 3.1 laptop I used for recipes for years. After it was... Oh, yeah. It was a brick, it wouldn't die. Well, yeah, because they wasn't asking much of it. These days, they run, like, so hot and crazy. Superland is okay. I played it for a while. Superland is like, if you're willing to vibe, if you have a good like sense of humor and you don't mind the controls being a little the camera being a little then it's fun. I tried it I probably played it for 2-3 hours by myself without anybody asking. This is the one I was thinking of, Journey to the Savage Planet. This one actually is pretty fun. I played this by myself for a little while. And you land, and it's just silly.
Wherever that may be. We're 65 to 70% sure you'll be welcomed with open arms. Let your pioneering spirit guide you as you set foot on a previously unexplored world. So scan and log everything you discover. Remember, though, that we can only afford enough fuel for a one-way trip. So get out there, and good luck.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. I've wanted to play that one on stream for a while. Which one did you say? Cave Story? Yeah, I think I saw Cave Story. I think I played Cave Story Christmas Edition, actually. Ghostwire Tokyo. That game was kind of cool. I don't know if I could play a lot of it because it was extremely you had to get around, man, environment stuff, and it was a little creepy. Which game?
You see things others can't. Hear threats others don't.
2 minutes left. Panic, yeah. Well, there's ways to extend it, but we'll be back tomorrow. See, it's a little creepy.
Fight.
Right? You know, I'm not quite ready for that. Cool looking game though. You gotta admit, it was a cool looking game. What else was really good? Yeah, there you go. See, Cave Story, Secret Santa. I played that one. Ghost Runner, too hard. Sifu, too hard. Too hard. Paradigm, too weird. Vanishing of Ethan Carter. Depressing. We could play Guardians of the Galaxy. I hear that's really good. That one, didn't that win Game of the Year? You liked Alien Isolation? Were you of the age that you had to change the INI file so that the aliens would actually fight you? You don't think it did? I thought it did. There was the weird thing. No, so in Alien Isolation, that's what I'm thinking of, right? Where he chases you around. Yeah. So they apparently they screwed up the AI. Yeah, this is a real thing. Alien Isolation INI file change. Yeah. I don't play Roblox. No. Nope. Oh, wait, maybe I got the wrong one. Colonial Marines. It was a different AI. So yeah, there was a game in an alien game where they screwed up one file and they changed one character wrong, which made the AI not know what to do with itself when playing when playing the game, and you had to manually go in and adjust it because they didn't release a patch to fix it. So if you hated that game because the aliens were dumb, you literally had to go and fix it yourself. It was it was Colonial Marines then. Yeah, that's exactly. Okay, there you go. All right, I'll take a look through these. We'll see what we can find. We'll pick a story game. We'll find something. Have you guys seen Atari Mania? This is crazy. I played this for a bit. Hold on. Is it the one I'm thinking of? It's a game. Yeah, you work for Atari, and there's like Atari games you play in the universe. It's a whole thing. I'll find something. We'll find something. I'll find something tonight. But that was the stream. That was it. That was the stream. I'm gonna rate out on Twitch, not on YouTube. There's no rating on YouTube. Wish there was, but there isn't. And we're gonna come back 50%? Dude, I know, right? Yeah, it's the waste is insane. My son and my daughter both worked for a grocery store, and the amount of food that got thrown out, dude. Like, so much like bakery, vegetables, meat, like just garbage upon garbage. The worst one was like fruit, because it wasn't that it was bad. It was like it had a little bruise or something, and nobody wants to buy a bruised apple, so they just go and throw them all away. And like, I'm like, why can't you donate that to like a homeless shelter or donate to a food bank? And they're like, well, the rules say that, you know, it has to this and that. And I'm like, you've thrown out a ton of bread and it's good. Nothing wrong with it. I know the liability. I get it. That, you know, what if it's sick and you go to blah, but it's just so horrible to watch people go hungry while at the same time throwing out hundreds of billions of pounds of food, you know? All right. Where are we gonna raid out to? Let's raid out to I'll send you over to Will. Will's a good guy. Will's a good guy. Thank you for coming. Tomorrow is going to be another day. We're gonna be doing Taco Tuesday, which I'll have something to talk about when it comes to content creator stuff. Oh, they're all Karens, right? We're gonna be talking about, I don't know what yet, but we're gonna do a little content creator news. We're gonna do a little content creator chat. I'll keep the sub thing running, and we'll see if we can find a game to play after we're all done with that. All right, yeah, copy paste, and it still says Ray. Did I not fix that? I'm gonna fix that. I'm sorry, guys. I'm unprofessional. All right, talk to you later, dudes. I'll see you tomorrow. And goodbye, YouTube. Talk to you later. Hopefully you guys